Good heaven. Paw in here, you know. Hey, hey, check the style, wipe me down like cool Modi. Hey, how you like me now? Check the style, wipe me down like cool Modi. Hey, how you like me now? Call me daddy like I'm in your mama. What? Stand tall when I ball like I'm Wimbenyama. Wimby. Fire that Mary Jane, I love my life. No more drama, no cracks in my armor. No, we getting to the money, period. No question marks, just commas. Run 'em up. If you ain't respected, I guess you ain't done enough. Nah. You got a deal now, sign that contract. I guess you was dumb enough. Reality setting in. It's a cold world, better bundle up. You don't even own your stuff, so forever you under us. Messy. A sound mind is a weapon, causing confusion, explosive diversion. That's how we crept in. No matter your situation, you gotta work it. Examine my verses. Everything true.
I'm like, man, these dudes didn't even play basketball. Like, yeah, they was too fat and scared to get on the court. Now they out here coaching.
Yeah.
This is insane. Like, literally, no game. We'd play 5-on-4 before we put them on our team. Now they out here coaching people's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thankless position, so nobody want it. So they'll give it to anybody.
I guess if you was on the sideline watching, you probably got some schemes. You probably got some perfect plays.
For my opportunity.
All right, I'm in this thing.
What's going on?
Hey.
I'm happy.
That boy got the fresh cut. Got the fresh birthday cut.
I had to run in and get one before I got on today.
Where you going?
I can't run, but I went to make sure I got one.
Where you get the cut at? Over there off of where you getting the cut at, man? Off Martin Luther King over there still? Or?
Yep.
Okay. All right, man. The same dude still up in there getting it? Hey, that's what's up, man. They've been holding it down for some years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. That's all right. Yeah, what's going on? See you jerseyed up.
Yes, sir. I got Montgomery on the back. Let me see if I can show the back.
Oh, yeah, straight up. Hey.
You know, it's great when a nice player comes to your hometown team and then wears your favorite number with your last name on the back.
Right. For real,
tailor-made for you.
Hey, I don't see Detroit picking up none of them contracts they've been flying through the NFL this last week.
Yes, since yesterday it's been going crazy.
Yo, I mean, I knew things was about to go nuts once Debo got traded. You know what I'm saying? Which was, I don't see why they trade him in the division with somebody they gonna have to battle with for the next like years to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. San Fran, I don't. Your pops don't think they're going to a rebuilding. He think this gonna make them better. I'm like, y'all going into the rebuilding phase. For real. What you think about that Debo trade?
Shoot, it's trouble for somebody. I mean, it's trouble for Detroit. That's because we lost to the team and it's like, I mean, anything that helps them get better to where they can replicate what they did last year. Because they seen they had to improve. They might have beat us, but they had the formula. The formula of beating Detroit was you get out the gates early and you surprise us with a couple, and then we'll be catchy the whole game if you can keep pace. And
I hear that.
The Eagles, they just beat the crap out of them. So, so they know that they got to get to where they can deal with the Eagles.
Yeah, so I mean, this definitely make Washington better if he come in there with the right attitude.
Well, did you see they got a Tunsiler? How do you say his name? They just
Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. They trying to stack up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? For real. I got my I don't know. I don't think Washington was a fluke. I think they putting something together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you got to realize with Detroit getting all their defense and everything back, this gonna be hey, they in there. They in
Yeah.
there. You know, this will be a totally different
Oh, did you see Daniel Jones is going to the Jets, or not the Jets, but the Colts?
man, come on, man.
Gave him a bunch of money too. That's crazy.
Arnold
Oh,
going to the
he got
Seahawks.
paid? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, he got 14 mil for a 1 year deal.
To the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they
Yeah.
got they
Yeah.
got
Richardson
their
and
quarterback?
Flacco. They're not
Uh,
sold on Richardson. They
uh-oh.
sour. Yeah. So
There's
making a tight end.
problems.
Make
Problems
him a
are
tight end.
brewing.
They gave him 18 million with incentives.
Yeah.
So they got to play him, you know.
So they yeah, I gotta get a list of everybody who moving around. Stuff happening so fast. For real. Man, let's see here. Let's see. So I don't even care what the Giants is doing. I mean, they I'm looking at the list. They done popped up like 3, 4 times. I don't even care what they do. They gotta have a good year before they gotta at least be in playoff talks before I
Right.
care about what they doing. You
Ain't
know,
Gotta find a
the
quarterback.
man. Well, we'll see. We'll
ain't the
see.
Giants Orby team?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The Giants and the Saints. Like, how you do that? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They and who did I see? Everybody was talking about Shador going to the Raiders, but now they got Geno.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, what's up with that?
Maybe they know something we
That
don't.
might be a possibility. That could be a, 1 year, come on in, learn from Gino, and then we give it to you. You know,
Shoot, what's the Seahawks thinking?
they got
Got
Darnold, didn't they? Sam Darnold.
Yeah, they
Mm.
Yeah.
they they brought Darnold in, but come on, man, that was an anomaly.
Yeah,
That
A 1 year wonder.
right.
was an anomaly, man. You can't be getting rid of Geno, somebody who done proved it a couple of years in a row.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And Seahawks got rid of Geno and Metcalf. Metcalf gone too. Now he with the Steelers. He got his money for
Locker.
5 years over there with the
I,
Steelers.
I almost I was excited at first, but then I had to think about it. I was like, that's the Steelers. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Because if you look at who the receivers for the Steelers and what happened to their brains.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
Something in
you're
the
right.
water.
You're right.
And I was like, if
Mm,
could I really, in good faith, want somebody to be that's good to be a receiver for the Steelers at this point in time?
mm-hmm. Yeah, they gotta get that quarterback situation under control.
I seen Ben Roethlisberger was joking about coming out of retirement. That's how bad it is.
Oh man, come on.
Yeah, he's like, oh, maybe
Come
I'll come on.
out
You
there with a
know,
walker.
that boy Fields, man, if he would just go and just work on his passing.
Who did he just sign with the Vikings or something?
It was East Coast.
Justin.
Giants? Was it Giants
He might
or
have Giants, yeah.
Hold on, man. So Fields left the Steelers
Yes.
Mhm.
and
He's
Russell
going to the
Wilson.
Jets. He has Aaron Rodgers' job. That's what he did. Jets.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was Jets.
What
That's the
what's
Garrett
going
Wilson,
on?
like Ohio
He
State
get
East.
20 million a year, 2 year, $40 million.
Mhm.
Well, the Jets is like, man, we can't do no worse than what we just did. So
Right.
I see it from their end. But come on, Steelers, what are we doing? Where's the come on, you brought the man in. For real. He did all right. all you gotta do is help him develop the part of the game that you needed Russell Wilson for. Because Russ is out of there, man. He ain't staying.
Right.
You know what I mean? What are they doing? Like, come on, man. You
Yeah.
gotta secure the quarterback position before anything else. You want to bring Metcalf in and give him all that money? Who's your quarterback?
Well, as that's the question is, well, that Steelers don't got nothing right now, so they couldn't even. They like,
Man, I did not know that they let him go, man. I tell you, it's a lot going on. I can't even keep up with everything going on in the NFL.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
feel like right now, I was like, I don't know what Minnesota is doing. I mean, JJ McCarthy, I understand that you want to give him a shot, but he just tore his Achilles before he played a game in the NFL. So
that boy Jefferson.
Achilles, which one? Achilles?
Shoot, Jefferson said it don't matter. Just throw him the ball. Don't matter who back there. Just throw it to me.
Somewhere within 10 yards, I'll go get it.
That is crazy. Now, if you're gonna get rid of, I mean, I just can't believe what these people are doing. You're gonna bring in Fields, but let Devontae go. Now he's with the Rams. So the Rams, they haven't moved Cooper or Nakua yet. They still got all three of them on the roster. They got all three of them on the roster right now.
You're gonna release Cooper if they don't get a deal.
Yeah, sure. He might want to rethink that. He could have with Devontae and Nakua out there, he could have an unbelievable season. Just put him in the slot and let him do that. Sure. They won't be able to double team him at all.
All them injuries, he done lost a step. He can't separate like he was.
I mean,
that's he was never really that fast. He was quick out of the cuts and everything. He lost that.
Right, right.
I feel like that year was 1 in a million Cooper Kupp pulled off. They just popped up, had one of the best seasons ever, and never did nothing else after.
That is insane.
One to say. I feel like I don't know if I'm hating saying that or if that's
a little bit.
I think that was the one hit.
Yeah, he made some spectacular catches, and he was definitely a fantasy beast. His fantasy points was ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it's just
Stafford was feeding him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Rams gonna be pretty good. They got a beast in the backfield. They got beast receivers. Hey, for real. I'm taking Devontae Adams over Kupp though, for sure. Especially with Stafford throwing the ball. You know what I mean? I'm taking that.
Where's Aaron Rodgers gonna go? It's the question now.
He gone to his cave, man.
No, he's done.
He needs
to. Man.
I mean, he's probably gonna try to find his way to San Fran.
Ooh.
Which would be another downgrade, if you ask me, just because his attitude is just nobody's winning with that attitude.
Absolutely.
I see why he won early in his career now. Once he figured out that he was the man, he wasn't winning no more. Yeah, like when he had a little bit of humbleness to him, the great game that he has in that humbleness was a good match. Once he lost the humbleness, the talent don't matter no more.
My world.
Right. You're right. So you just stack up your MVP trophies because it won't be no rings with it. For real. So yeah, if he's smart, he'll just go get him one of them Tom Brady jobs. Because I'm pretty sure he'll make more than Tom Brady because people would love to hear him talk his craziness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think well, shoot. I mean, the NFL is the NFL, so maybe there's a lot of crazies that are fans of the
NFL. Yeah, for sure.
Because I would say that don't nobody want to hear that crazy mess he be talking, but
he's good, man.
There's 70 million that would be eager to hear that crap that he says.
Yeah, they're gonna tune in. That's Pat McAfee's best days is when Aaron Rodgers on there talking his junk. So,
and I'm not going to crap on Pat McAfee today, even as bad as I want to, because oh boy, I hate Pat McAfee.
Let him breathe. Let him breathe.
Man,
One equal right. If he
every
can cuss, Stephen A. never cuss. You know?
right.
Right. Yeah.
What?
Come on.
We got to get into Stephen A. a little bit today too,
Oh man, Stephen A. got his he
because
got his money.
I
He
got a
got his
bone
money.
with him too personally today.
100 million. He got 100 million. What they
Uh huh.
say? 4 year, 100 million
You know,
contract.
I'm kind of happy he got it because I was like, they're paying Stephen A. 100 million. I was like, you know what? I'll probably would be up there at 9 midnight. They call you. Oh, we need you on. We need you on right now. Go set your stuff up. All right, I would definitely. Oh yeah, I do it. Sports.
Mhm.
NBA today. Oh, I'm on in the studio. I'm here.
You know,
Yeah, ad nauseam.
they always
Whenever you call me, I will be there.
yeah,
What is that? OJ's song? Whenever you call me.
is that them?
Or is
Yo, hey, and you know what, man? Stephen A. You know, he get a lot of backlash, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He really do. He get a lot of backlash, but you know what I mean, he be doing his thing, he always working. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So as far as the work that he puts in, he deserves the money. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Something that I heard him say when he was talking about his situation with LeBron and he was talking about Maverick Carter. He was like, he's a major player in the game. Like Maverick Carter is a major player in the game. So I
Yeah.
realized like Stephen A. Smith is in a position. And if you look at LeBron's crew, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maverick Carter, Rich Paul, you know what I'm saying? How he kicking it with Adele, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest singers, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Taylor Swift, she'd be the biggest white singer, you know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
For real. So, and Maverick Carter, I don't know who he kicking it with, but he is doing his thing, and you be seeing all his name on all type of shows. You wouldn't even
He'd
think
be at every
they
game. He'd be at every game. Like I
hey,
was up there, go Mav right there.
yeah, and what he's producing, you know what I'm saying? The shows that he's producing and stuff would be it's stuff I be seeing. I didn't even know he had nothing to do with it. Then you get to the end of the show and his name is on there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when Stephen A said that Maverick Carter is a major player in the game, I realized like all the backlash that's coming to Stephen A. Smith, how they be like, oh, you ain't no real black man, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that.
Yeah.
He's operating at a level where he don't want to see no color. He just want either you a major player in the game or you're not. You know what I'm saying? That's where
Oh,
my respect for you comes in at. Yeah, see, you might disrespect me as a black man, but I'm a major player in the game. That's the way
mm.
Stephen A. looking at it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So I found I got a new type of respect for him because of that. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? Like he ain't trying to, he gonna talk his stuff, you know what I'm saying? He'll get into that political and civil rights and he'll talk his stuff. But at the end of the day, he looking for that
Mhm.
capitalism. He like either you a major player in the game or you not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So hey, I can't be mad at him. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Mhm.
And everything
Made
he
it
said
work.
about
Mhm.
everything he said about LeBron. Hey man, LeBron ain't got no reason to be mad, yo.
what? I mean, I disagree with that.
All right, well, let me say why I say what I say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
defend your point.
From the videos, you can see what LeBron's
Mhm.
saying. From what
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith said, LeBron
Yeah.
said to him.
Mm.
Okay. Now, if all right, just say if I take one of my kids and I'll be like, he's been saying this since Bronny was a youngin. You know what I'm saying? That he want to play in the league with him on the
Uh,
team that he on. You know what I'm saying? If I take one of my kids and I'll be like, oh, this the heir to the throne right here. They're gonna be this, and that. They're gonna be this. You know what I'm saying? Just boost them all the way up. And I
right.
get as much attention as LeBron gets. Your son's going to get that attention. And if he ain't coming in the league putting up 20 points a game, they're gonna talk junk. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you put him in a position to get scrutinized. That's
Right.
what you did. You allowed that. And once he had his health scare, though, like
Yeah.
LeBron should have backed off on all of that. Like
Yeah.
not, I ain't trying to get my son traded to where I'm at. Like when you can when you can clearly see the nepotism, when you
Yeah.
can clearly see that he's bringing him along the path, like man, You can't do it. You can't push it to be basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You could have had him producing shows. You could have
Right.
had him, you know what I'm saying? Be like, hey man, he going to the G League. He gonna work his way up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
No, oh, he better than people in the NBA right now. He could play right now.
That's kind of where I feel like he went wrong with the Bronny stuff, because it's like when you trying to down people that's actually in the league producing.
Yeah. Like if you don't want them talking about him, then
Uh-huh.
you stop talking about him. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like that's
Right.
my whole point. Like,
Right. But the thing is, he don't say much though. He doesn't say much anymore. At least that was the only time that somebody asked him, because Bronny was about to enter the draft, and they were like, "Oh, can Bronny play in the league?" And it was like, I mean, are you gonna be like, "Oh yeah, my son sucked. He's not gonna do anything." Are you not gonna do that, or are you gonna build him up a little?
Shoot, but we did know though, for all these years, that one of the motivating factors for LeBron to keep playing was so that he could play with his son. You see what I'm saying? We knew this from what he said. Like it's not like this is it's not like this is Santos that plays for the Golden State Warriors talking about this is LeBron. He ain't got to say it but one time. You know what I mean? Man, so I just feel like that's where he messed up at. You know what I mean? But then again, though, Michael Jordan ain't say nothing about his kids, and we see how they going out here. They like Scarface out here, plates full of coke. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see, we can see that on your nose. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron, I mean, Mike's sons is out here wilding. You know what I mean?
I saw that the other one had and I was, but that's the thing. I was like, they are in an impossible situation, right? Because it's like, I mean, like you might have to live up to your dad's in the street reputation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you never have to deal with, oh, this is the apex of superhero. Like I'm dealing with Michael Jordan, his shadow, or LeBron's shadow has to be crazy.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing. So I mean, LeBron put pressure on his son by saying he wanted him in the league. Michael Jordan didn't put no pressure on his sons. Y'all do what y'all do. So you know what I mean. At least Bronny's around his dad and not messing up like that, like the way that Mike's son is messing up. But you know. So you know, one side is good to put pressure on your kids, because it holds them accountable and keeps them reaching for their goals. But if you just completely take your hand off of them and let them do what they want to do, no pressure, then that, you know, that ain't gonna serve them well in the end. You know what I mean? So I get what LeBron thought he was doing. Like, I can't be there at the house with my family all the time. So me saying this can let him know I'm connected to him and I want him around me. You know what I'm saying? But and that's for your family, man. Once you make that public, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world are gonna run with it. They're not gonna forget what you said.
But the thing is, in the sense, is like if it's just basketball, it could just be basketball. But when it gets personal, then it's personal. Because if you're implying I'm trying to live out some sort of glory days with my son and I'm being a bad father because I'm trying to help him get to the forefront, it's like, oh, we're just going to talk trash about him anyway or whatever. No other 55th pick has ever gotten this much coverage. He was more popular. He's still more popular and is going to be more popular than the number one pick in the draft this year. That's terrible. That's not good. Like all the rookies from Minnesota that you be telling me about, like I wouldn't even know anything about them. If it wasn't for you telling me about them, right? And I'm locked in the game. So it's like I couldn't imagine what people that aren't locked into the game are thinking.
Right.
Because the only rookie you're seeing is Bronny. And then like Castle just had a great showing in the dunk contest, but nobody's talking about Stephon Castle.
Right. I mean, we were last time. You know,
like,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And it don't help. It don't help that they try to trade Connect either.
And then that don't help it. More views than the number one pick. Why is Connect getting more views than the number one guy?
Right.
And Castle was supposed to be the rookie of the year. I was like, shoot, you might as well give Connect rookie of the year at this point.
it is nuts. It is nuts. And then
A lot of the fans too, you know, whenever Bronny come in the game, they start cheering. Give
Oh
Bronny
yeah,
the ball. Let Bronny shoot.
yeah,
You know
I was
what
at
I'm
the
saying?
game. They Bronny,
Mhm.
we want Bronny, we want, and I'm
Mhm.
like,
man.
and then honestly, if now that I do have a problem with, because if I'm playing like that feels like it's like Steven Izzo, right? It's like, oh, we want to see Bronny, and we want. It's like
Yeah.
you're making fun of me while you're rooting for me at the
Oh
same.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's just my thoughts on that.
Well,
But if would you not take it personal if they trying to act like you a bad dad, trying to live out your glory days to your son?
that's nah, you got to take that personal. And especially like he wouldn't have checked Skip Bayless because he wouldn't care
He
what Skip
acknowledged
Bayless
Skip
said.
Bayless. That's kind of the point with Skip is to not acknowledge anything that Skip says ever.
Yeah, so even he wouldn't if it was any of the white people he wouldn't have came at them like this because Stephen A. Smith's in a position to as a black man where you making 4 year $100 million contracts, like yo,
Right,
stand beside us no matter what we do. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Got a problem with how I do things, hit my line. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Well, that's
But
the thing. Stephen A. kind of said on his show that him and LeBron haven't been or not or don't have a liking to each other, and it's been
yeah,
like that over a decade now, I guess, from what
yeah,
he's. But it's like thing about Stephen A. is I feel like he inserts himself into stuff too much. Like you're not because how do I? Because Stephen A. is he's that guy on ESPN, right?
hmm
But not that guy. Like you're
yeah,
not that guy to be in like because I remember when KD said something and he was like, "Oh, your sources didn't tell you the truth because I'm not planning on going to Boston or Washington,
yeah.
whichever
Like
one it was."
he's not the guy that
Or
has the connection to the players. Like he's not the
Inside
guy that
himself.
they're calling.
well, it's like we talk about these are mega stars.
Hmm.
If Michael Jordan in the league right now, and then you have a problem with Michael, like you have a personal issue with Michael Jordan,
Hmm.
you're off base. You shouldn't even like you're a journalist. You're not even supposed to like you're supposed to objectively give the news.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
I hear that.
tries to, but it's like if I know you have a significant beef with the guys here, like you like I think one like I mentioned the KD thing when KD said,
Hmm.
"Oh, your sources are not credible. I'm not going to LA or whatever,"
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he like kind of threatened him. Was like, "Oh, I got people." Like it seemed like it's like, "Oh, I got people to do something." To you.
Well,
And it's
you
like,
know what?
huh?
You know what? Okay.
Mhm.
The reason why Stephen A. Smith can do that, the reason why he can act how he's acting is because he's, like I said before, he's saying, are you a major player? Or are you not? This is how he's operating. He's not chasing down the stories no more. He's trying to put people in position of power. Like he's in a situation where he's trying to build his own studio and
Right.
start doing his own thing. So
Uh,
he's like, don't none of y'all gotta like me. I'm speaking what I see. You see what I'm saying? He's at a place now where he doesn't have to get validation from nobody.
right.
He can just call it how he sees it. You know what I'm saying? So when
Right.
he be like, "Hey, Durant, you did the weakest move by going to the Golden State Warriors," that's what I see.
But
LeBron,
then
you
I'm impressed him. He changed his
yeah.
tone.
Oh well,
He
when
never
moms get involved,
had.
when moms get involved, you gotta back it up. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
gotta be like, all right, mom, you got it. I
Uh,
apologize. You know what I'm saying? But he's at that level where he can do that now. You know what I
mm,
mean? So he's trying to be controversial.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to do that because hey, look at the world we live in. That's gonna boost your
Clicks. Yeah.
Right.
that's gonna boost your worldly brand. Like
Right.
Skip Bayless just started his own show, his own podcast on YouTube.
They just collab too. Actually, him and
That was
Steven.
the first person he brought on was Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? So because he knows he got to follow the views. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? He trying to get his
Mhm.
stuff back up. You know what I'm saying? The
Yep.
episodes without Stephen A. Smith probably got low views. The one with him probably gonna reach the millions by the end of the week. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? But
Yep.
I haven't watched it yet, but I know I'm going to. You know what I mean? So and then with LeBron, like with saying that he's coming for his parenting, the only issue with that is LeBron been in the game so long, you can't he's in a position where you can't separate anything LeBron's doing from the game of basketball. Like this is this parenting that we're calling out about LeBron is correlated with basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was something like, man, I don't like what you letting your son wear, you know what I'm saying? Or things like that. Like, okay, if LeBron was doing what D Wade was doing, we'll be having different conversations. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But this is basketball.
Well, put that dress on.
right. Like if he was doing that, we'd be having different conversations. But
that's another can of worms. I don't know if we should even open that.
If Bronny was coming to the game with weave and dresses on, and LeBron was supporting that, you know what I'm saying? We'd be having different conversations.
All right.
Man, this is basketball.
Well,
this is basketball. Yeah, if he getting his Rodman on.
You know, the GW8 stuff has gotten to where now they include Magic in it. Like I'm not going to talk about the type of memes that people post.
I see him.
It's not good.
I see him. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when it goes back to basketball, like if that's how Wade chooses to be a father outside of basketball, that's his choice. So nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody that's covering the game should be speaking on that. You know what I'm saying? But LeBron is what we're talking about is about basketball.
Right.
So it can't be personal. Because the reason why it feels personal is because we can't separate LeBron from basketball no more.
All right.
I mean, everything he does got something to do with basketball. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's why, hey, it's not outside of what Stephen A should be speaking on because it has something to do with basketball. Now, if he's talking about
the last man off the bench.
Yeah.
And one of the lead scorers of the G League.
Yeah, I mean,
the narratives about him kind of get started because the First Take and all of them have been starting these narratives and are the problem, in my opinion, of what the NBA is today. Because if I'm Anthony Edwards, I'm 22, 23 years old. I come in the league, I play a couple years. And then now when I'm getting great, now all of a sudden they're trying to say, oh, he's like Michael Jordan. He's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is not achievable by 99.9 of any standard. Because I was like, you know how much you have to do to be Michael Jordan?
Like, yeah, you gotta do you can't.
And then the thing is, you look at all the impossible and unbreakable numbers that LeBron has put up. There's people that refuse to ever let him touch Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And he has who's who of unbreakable records. Like they're literally unbreakable. Like I've done the math because I had a few incidents that led me to go mad scientist, and I've done all the statistician stuff. And it's like LeBron has a lot of unbreakable numbers that could nobody ever touch. And he isn't allowed to be in the echelon of Michael. So these guys coming in, unless they were Bill Russell, which is another thing that's beyond impossible to break. Bill Russell and Wilt, they rebounded numbers are so impossible to break that even LeBron, who's played for 22 years as a solid rebounder, is nowhere near them on the list. Even if you look at all the great big men we've seen in our lifetimes, even like nobody's numbers are close to what Wilt and Russell did.
Yeah, true that. You know
and then that's not even counting. Like that's not even counting 11 rings. That's the crazy part. It's not even counting the 11 championships.
Well, you know, Shaq always try to put his piece in on that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we got to mention Kareem in the same thing because he was putting up them numbers.
But the thing is, Kareem, his numbers rebounding wise hold no candle to what Bill and Wilt was doing.
Yeah,
like if you
points wise though, he was the man for a long time.
And then that's the thing too. I feel like once somebody passed me, if I'm Kareem, I had the record for 40 years, bro. I'm number one until I die. Well, actually, I'm number one, period, because I broke it. I feel like if I'm number one for 40 years, I was the number one leading scorer when I retired. And that record stood for 40 years. And I should be able to say that. You should be able to say that when you mention him.
Yeah.
in the pantheon. It should never be, oh, he's number 2 all time. Like, it's like I was number 1 for 50 years, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
pump the
sure.
brakes on the number 2 thing. I was number 1 for 40 years.
Yeah, Bron. See, yeah, there's conversation. Even though LeBron passed him in the points, I already know. I told you the way my look as far as LeBron as a basketball player, man. Every time he step on the court, he's breaking the record.
Yeah.
That's something I never see that hasn't happened that I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he has no choice but to be the best to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? In my book, until somebody else is in that situation where every minute they play, like I go out there and do 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. But just the fact that I was on the court, I'm setting history. Like that's just a flex. Like to be able to say that is insane. You know what I mean? But like I said, with Stephen A. in this LeBron situation, he's not outside the realm of basketball with what he said. Now, if we were to go outside the realm of basketball, being a father of 7, you know what I'm saying? These are the 2 things that I know about fatherhood that LeBron, outside of basketball, LeBron, you know what I'm saying, where he added to this situation, why it feels personal to him. You know what I'm saying? Years ago, he said he wish he wouldn't have made Bronny a junior because of that, because he has to carry his name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said that. And one thing I know for sure, when you try to speak on something, he always trying to boost Bronny up. He always trying to boost him up. He ain't talking about Bryce like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe he feels like he made a mistake with Bronny, but he's still doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like when Bronny hit that 3, you know what I'm saying? Like he hit that 3 that one game. He was right on the sideline. It was like everybody else. Like he always feel like he boosted him, like he got boosted him up. And when you feel like you have to boost a child up like that, and he's been doing this for years, like saying, I want to play with him, doing this, you see that around other children, that's the child that you have to help along more. So Bryce, he sees what Bryce has that wolf mentality without him having to boost him up. But he knew like with Bronny, he got to give him that extra motivation. And as a father, you see that in your child. And to be LeBron, you got to know that you can't do that publicly without the world taking it. You know what I'm saying? But as a father, I see what he was trying to do, but it was public. So it served as a detriment as instead of motivation. Because now when Bronny's on the NBA floor, he got anxiety. You know what I'm saying? You can clearly see he got anxiety. When he on the G League floor, he jumping out the gym. You know what I mean? If you just let him just progress the way, he like top 10 athleticism in the league. I didn't. This dude Bronny's ridiculous with his athleticism. You know what I'm saying? As fast as he get up and down the court and as high as he can jump is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it can't all come together on the NBA floor because of the anxiety. He knows the eyes is on him. You know what I'm saying? Social media and all that is enough to have you like, man, I got to do good today. But when you got to live up to your father's name and all of this other stuff that comes with it, like, how can you play free?
Well, I feel like I understand that completely, but it's like, shoot, sometimes it's like I play 2 or 3 minutes and I might take a couple shots and they'll be like, he's the worst man to ever play in the league. In the NBA all together. When you see me destroying these pros on the cusp of the NBA, like he's one of the leading scorers in the G League, averaging 25 and 5, and
different levels.
But it's you telling me I don't belong in the league? I'm the worst.
They dirty for all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got to let some people play.
Everything now is narrative driven. Like that's why Anthony keeps saying, "Oh, I just want to play basketball," because we trying to put Michael Jordan on him. Jordan on somebody, that means you have to win every year. You have to score all the points. You have to be consistent. One, and the thing about Michael Jordan is like, as from somebody who studied the game, like I told you, I literally have gone mad scientist at moments and I'd go through all the pantheon. Oh, how many points did he score in this playoffs and that playoffs and this playoffs? And what is this stat here? What is this stat there? And it's like Michael Jordan has a lot of Teflon that you can't break through. Like a lot of people best stuff ain't to the level of Michael Jordan. So it's like, shoot. And then when I look at these numbers here and look at these numbers there, I'm like, shoot, well, I guess this number this debunks this case here or this case or that case here. So it's like, because there was another, I think it was Allen Iverson that they were talking about. He was like, oh, he will score 40 in today's game. They've been discussing the last few years or whatever. And it's like, the thing about that argument is like, I feel like the mid 80s get a lot more credit for the defense that was being played because you could spear somebody out the air, I feel like. Because they weren't playing that much defense in the mid 80s, I feel like. Because it's like, what was it, the Pistons game where they played Denver and they scored like 180 apiece? And that was all twos, no threes. And then there's like, oh, that was defense. But what we're doing now is defense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When everything now is engineered to get the most satisfactory, or not the most satisfactory, but the most efficient shot in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's more of the physicality that they allowed back then that they don't allow now. You know what I'm saying?
But we not scoring 180 points a game. That's a stretch.
Yeah, but
it's a
shoot, you gotta think about it though.
160. Like,
think
you have
about
to have
it,
a really
though.
good night for 150, 160.
You might score that much in today's game if you got Iverson and Mike out there.
Right.
All-star game, yeah.
Like, whoa. And Mike, like, hey, man, I'm going to score 75 a game. They can't touch me.
All right.
Like, oh, here we go.
What
Iverson.
they
Come
think.
on. You gotta think of like Iverson would be like Brunson on steroids. Brunson putting up 40, 50 point nights.
Right.
Iverson would be doing that on the regular.
With all the offensive talent in the league right now, you telling me you about to get a team where your three best players are Tyrone Hill, Dikembe Mutombo.
Tyrone Hill that was never in nobody's three.
So
it's three.
Like what?
Yeah, that's I feel you though. Like,
and that's the top three offensive players.
I mean, that's probably how the Mavericks feel like today. Like, man, who are we gonna put on the floor? You know what I mean?
And it's like, if I'm Jamal Murray on the court with Jokic, I'm trying to get my 30.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want I'm Michael Porter Jr. I want my 25.
Yeah, I feel that.
I was like, I'm not giving you the shots to get to 50.
I mean, well, you got to, the way
I'm
they throwing this money around. The way they throwing this money around. But the thing is,
in the no defense era, or the era where you could hack somebody in the air, I feel like that's not real basketball, personally. If you have to try to injure somebody to stop them, you're not really playing basketball, personally.
I can't remember. I know I watched the game when Karl Malone took Isaiah Thomas out the air. Did Karl Malone get kicked out of that game?
Nope.
That's terrible. They had fears about that.
Darryl Walker was the only one who's gonna step to him. Darryl Walker fight anybody. He didn't care.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. But to go back, just Pops, I wanted to get your opinion on that with how LeBron's handling the situation, making it personal. As the grandfather on the show.
The thing is, I mean, he's in a no-win with that anyway. If he said anything, it was going to be picked to death. That's just the way people do him, But, you look at Bronny's status now. Maybe not. He shouldn't have got drafted. He's just coming back from cardiac arrest. Really, he should have took a whole year to get ready, to be in the draft or whatever. But, they drafted him. So, that was part of the plan. But I think he's right where most 55, 50 to 60 picks, number picks. But he's right where most of them are, Some games he's going to look decent. Other games he should be back in the G League, And he put him in they put him in too early, I think. If they'd have waited until mid-season and brought him up, and let him play a little bit, that would have been a little better. But early in the year, especially when they put him in trying to guard Maxey, that was not a smart move. That's not a smart coaching move,
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually killing everybody, you know. So
Well, averaging 27 a game right now.
Mm,
you're gonna make him look bad, you know, and that was just bad, on Coach Reddick. That's his thing there. But
yeah, yeah. Probably not
I
trying to
don't think he,
ruffle no feathers.
yeah, yeah. Just as far as his trying to boost his confidence and all that kind of thing,
Yeah,
that's what you do, you know. And, he's not forcing anything, I don't think. I mean, he forced some situations, but his playing time and all that, I don't think he's forcing that. I think that's
right.
just something that's, you know, they're trying to see what he's got, I guess, but that,
Mhm.
it was just too early, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hear that. I
He's
hear
got to
that.
give him time to develop. He'll be all right. He's athletic enough. He'll manage.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good take right there. If they would have, everybody was on edge. That you let
I
the
was shocked that they played him the first game of the season. I was like, oh, they about to play him this early.
when you let the media guide your
Hmm.
coaching
Yeah.
and your moves, this is how it ends up. You know what I'm saying? Like old school coaching would have knew, like let them develop. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And then bring them on later. That take the edge off. That get them more comfortable. Now,
Mm.
so many people ain't talking about it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like the previous coaches, he wouldn't have got no time. Like you got the Ham or what is the guy before Vogel?
Yeah, Vogel. Yeah.
Walton, Luke Walton. Like I felt like he wouldn't have got any type of anything.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have
Because
played.
if I was a rookie, I would be on this year's team of any of the last however many Laker teams, or probably the last 10 years now, or what is it, 20, 25? So it's 24. Yeah, the last 10 years, I would have rather been probably this year than any other year on the Lakers because it's like Reddit kind of has a movement offense rolling.
Hmm.
Whereas in the past, it was sort of like, okay, if I came in 2014, I was like, shoot, Kobe here, I'm gonna just throw it to Kobe.
Yeah.
I got the ball. What do I do? Kobe.
Yeah. I
Just Kobe
mean,
do something.
I mean,
He would
Personally,
let
to
you know if
keep.
you didn't.
right.
Yeah.
But if you got what is it, D'Lo and Julius Randle and Lonzo Ball. I'm about to just have to shoot. I was like, I'm probably gonna ball hog there. I'm about to just shoot. But what are they gonna do to me? I'm just
Yeah.
gonna shoot it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a
Randall tried that.
yeah.
Get him out of there.
Oh man,
Mhm.
we can't even get back on this guy.
Mhm. The
Randall, I
thing, I
can't
just
do
want to
it.
make one point on Jordan and LeBron's situation.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, sure.
Anybody 45 to 90 years old, LeBron would have to almost jump through the hoop and dunk, for they to get any kind of note from them. They just so Jordan focused, because it was different time, different game. It
Right.
was much more physical and all that kind of thing. But they just discount LeBron's greatness. He couldn't have done that back in the day. He could have done what he's doing right now back in the 80s. It's just,
Hmm.
they just hate on him like that. And they won't give him the time of day.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man.
just the way it is, just the mentality. They're
Hey.
so
Yeah.
locked in.
Yeah. Yeah. You. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you know what? There's another thing with the age group that come. It's a feeling that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
So we used to. I remember us when the Spurs beat the Knicks in the finals. We was at Tommy's house watching the game, smorgasbord of food. You know what I'm saying? People don't get together like that no more.
No,
Like you know
Yeah.
what I'm
no.
saying? And when we used to go over there and watch Jordan, wherever we be at, whether it be our house or Murray's house or somewhere, we was always somewhere. And it was the feeling behind it. We gonna come together. We gonna watch these games. You know what I'm saying? Like we
It
don't
Uh-huh.
was
have
an
that.
event.
That feeling's not there no
Yeah.
more. For real, that feeling's not there to where we actually physically sitting down, enjoying each other's company, watching games. Like now, everybody got hey,
Yeah.
we on the phone. We
Yeah.
quick to let me type in what LeBron's doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
It's a totally different way of
or at a casino somewhere gambling on it.
Or the parlays on the game. So this dude is on the other team, he not doing nothing. Or what is it? KD is a killer of a lot of parlays. Kevin Durant to be playing. They should I think KD had posted a message on Twitter a couple years ago. KD is like, "Oh, do not come messaging me about your parlay not getting filled."
Oh yeah, come on. He loved to
Had a
smoke somebody's
night.
parlay. Yeah, I know. Oh man, the bowl. That boy went out in that game first minute, 2 fouls. I said, "Oh, there it go."
And got no better.
Man, that was my touchdown for the night. It's over. Hey, we did now. Hey, when it comes to those parlays, I always make a one like that. That's all the parlays together, but then I straight bet them singly. You know what I'm saying? So if you was a straight better, you would have won money that day off those picks. Though I went 4-3 that day. Went 4-3 that day, but yeah, Bobo smoked it, man. He didn't stand a chance that day. For real. So yeah, we're gonna get into today's parlays a little bit later. It's only 4 games today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, but yeah, would have won some money, 4-3. Yeah. So if we look
I got a few more topics. I do got a list of topics today.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm gonna just get y'all opinion on this first before I go off into a tangent again. Because
well, thank you.
Because the thing is like I'm trying not to sound like a hater when I say what I'm gonna say, but I just want to ask. Like if I'm
hater alert.
If this goes down a little it's gonna be kind of specific to you will get what I'm talking about as I describe it. So if you're ranking the pantheon of guys, right? Because I watched GWOS Arena 2, they had a debate about the top 5 point guards in the NBA.
Active.
Right. Okay. And the thing is, it's going to kind of parlay. This is kind of going to be an all-time thing that I'm kind of pushing here, right? Okay. So it's when you talk about debating point guards, are you talking, because they say, oh, this guy is the greatest point guard or this guy is the greatest point guard. But it's like, as the point guard, and then as when you learn the game, right, you go over how the positions are. You got the point guard, he's the distributor. He'll hit shots here and there. Shooting guard, mostly shooting, mostly scoring. Forward, sort of a mix of the power forward and the shooting guard, some scoring, some big man stuff, maybe a little bit. Then power forward is like a junior big man. Then you got the big man who's the hub of the offense. Oh, he's inside. Get the ball to the big man, primary job of the point guard, right?
Yeah.
And the anchor of the defense, getting all the rebounds, getting defensive stops inside.
Yeah.
So when the jobs are defined, should that not be something that helps somebody's GOAT case at a position? Or like if I'm the greatest point guard of all time, if I'm not really a point guard, can I really be the greatest point guard of all time?
Okay. That's
kind of loaded.
That's a great question.
It's really a lot of talking about it right there.
Because it's it's like putting Isaiah against Iverson and Curry against Chris Paul, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, all right, shoot, I grew up watching Pops. Pops gonna dish the ball to everybody, have 1,000 assists, and knock down the open shot. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, that's the perfect point guard. You know what I'm saying? But in today's basketball, they're gonna play positionless. Are you playing winning basketball or not? And the only way they classify winning is if you have the rings. You know what I mean? So they would call Steph Curry the best point guard of the last decade and a half. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? He's, as far as a strictly point guard, he's not the best point guard You know what I mean? He's the
Combo.
best combo. Exactly. That's what I'm about to say. He's the best combo guard of the last 50 years. But strictly point guard, no. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
So this is a debate where there's not going to be an answer. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tie it to winning basketball for the masses. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
if you had everybody who actually played their role, a power forward who could stretch the floor a little bit and post up, a center that stayed under the rim, posting up, dominating. You know what I'm saying? A small forward that could hit the three and drive, a shooting guard that can score all day, and a point guard is making sure that everybody going to their spots. If you had that, you would have a winning program every year. You know what I mean? That's why we never know who's going to win now, because no team has that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if one team had structure like that, they would be the team that was winning every year.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I could use my Cavs as an example for that. It's like you got
Mobley. Here we go. Here we go.
He come off the boards and take
Knew they were coming.
So it's like if somebody come off the boards, take the ball coast to coast, and he don't pass, or he'll pass when he get to the basket. That's what a point guard kind of thing nowadays.
Who's playing the three for the Cavs?
At the moment we got Strus and Hunter's off the bench. So we got
Hunter. That's okay. Yeah. You know what? That's a good. That team is a good analysis of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Garland, he does distribute and he does knock down the open shot. You know what I'm saying? But he go for his a lot too, though. Sometimes he should pass it, he be shooting. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good analysis. And look where they at.
All right.
Look at their record. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, shoot. Jared Allen ain't shooting no threes. He ain't stepping out of the paint.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's shooting one of the best percentages in league history. I think actually they talked about it. The Hornets broadcast while we were playing them. We're like, oh yeah, if you took away dunks, that Jared Allen is the most efficient guy the most efficient season ever for a big man, right? Because it was Rudy Gobert and DeAndre Jordan had the best field goal percentage for big men ever. Wow. Right. And that's I was like, oh well, like you're literally only dunking the ball. You're not going up. Where Jared Allen, he can pull a little bit of a mid range from time to time, but he always in the paint, always trying to get the dunk, always getting the layup.
Wow. You know? Yeah, you know what? Wow. Yeah.
And
OKC
actually
got that a little bit too.
Yeah, like
OKC
and that's
got that, but sure, Shea Gill gonna get his.
Yeah. I got a crazy stat about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, right?
I'm real quick though.
Yeah.
Because of what you just said right now, and how you made me open my eyes to a team, to my own little structure that I was putting together. Hey man, Cavs might get it done this year, man.
I hope so. I'm really hoping so, because if the Lakers can't get it done,
no.
I was like, and preferably if we're gonna lose, we could lose a little earlier, so I don't have to root against one.
I hear that, but Cavs might get it done because they have the pieces in place.
They do.
If they don't get in each other's way.
Yeah. Fair point. Well, the thing about that is like, because they put Mobley to a 92 on 2K, and this is tying to another point I'm about to bring up too. And the Ringer, so that's Bill Simmons and them. They ranked Mobley above Cade Cunningham and the players in the league right now. And to me, that sounded pretty crazy.
I don't know about that.
We're not seeing it. But it's like Mobley should be the defensive player of the year by default, I guess, because Victor gone.
Wemby gone. You know what?
Evan Duncan.
Yeah. We talked about Jaren Jackson Jr. getting the award, but I was like, Jaren Jackson, he already got the award before. And it's like, I feel like as a big man, see, this is where I'm an old head kind of in a way, because if somebody's 7 foot, you better be on the boards, man. If my job says PF or has a C on it, I'm getting them 10 rebounds. Yeah. I'm going for the rebound.
Jared Jackson ain't doing that.
And I feel like that I feel like I don't like somebody if they're not
Right.
getting those 10 rebounds.
But I mean, when it come down to like, okay, yeah, Mobley, man, he doing his thing and all that, you know what I'm saying? But when it come down to team ball, you know
Mhm.
how I feel about Mitchell. He's gonna be the one to mess it up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He's gonna be like, hey man, I gotta be the point in the shooting
Yeah.
guard.
Well, I mean,
And
we kind of seen that last year in Game 7. Him and Garland, Garland kind of got started, right? And
yeah,
then Donovan took the ball away, and then he got into his, and he scored
yeah.
like 50 points or whatever that night.
Yeah,
And it's like
then he got
Mitchell's
in
like,
his feelings. Then he
yeah,
got in his
it's
feelings
like,
and took himself away to the sideline.
and it's
Yes.
like he wouldn't have had to score the 50 because Garland was coming with him. It's
Yeah,
like,
man. Let's see, Mitchell. If it doesn't work out, it's gonna be on Mitchell, man. That's just my take.
yeah.
Yes. But
Well, and well,
hopefully,
that's the thing too. Before the season, they were like, "Oh, if is Cleveland gonna have to get rid of somebody?" And they were like, "Oh," and I was like, "Shoot, y'all could have Mitchell personally," because I was like, "He's a superstar and he's gonna want to leave anyway. He didn't get drafted here.
yeah,
Garland would want to stay. Garland's only experience of us,
yeah.
so why shouldn't he be with us? You
Well,
know?
right, shoot, right now it's looking good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
Worked it out. They worked it
yeah,
out,
right now it's
definitely.
yeah.
looking good.
Well, and then that's the difference because I was talking to some people in the barbershop about JB and the difference between him and Kenny Atkinson. Kenny Atkinson, because we don't have LeVert no more, but LeVert and Allen were his guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was that Brooklyn team that went to the first round in 2019, the D'Angelo Russell year. D'Angelo Russell's best year. So Kenny, he comes in and he'll have his guys because we pretty much established a version of the Nets or some semblance of the Nets team.
Yeah, they was doing their thing that year. Yeah.
And it's like that roster, and then that's the thing. That's why the basketball karma guys are coming around to crush the Nets every chance they get, and that's why the Clippers have not won. But the basketball karma is real.
Yeah.
You got they because it's like and that's why the Clippers aren't like the Clippers was it the Clippers who else did that
Man,
the Suns are about to experience this real
the
soon.
Suns are doing it. The Mavs are in the throes of it right now.
And like you do something wrong, you get what you deserve. Like you get a young group of guys that are playing solid ball together, and you destroy it, trying to build something superstar team so you could win the championship. Hot shot the championship, you know. And
and it's crazy that the Clippers like they not higher than what they are. Like because them boys, man, hey, I ain't even mad at Harden no more. He doing his thing. He balling every single game.
I'm a fan of a lot of the Clippers players personally, so I understand 100%. Like Coffee or those guys, I feel like if they played for any of my teams, I would like them tenfold if they played for my team.
I wouldn't have got rid of Kevin Porter though. Like he was doing all right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a Kevin Porter guy. I hate Kevin Porter, but that's for I have to admit that I hate him.
Yeah, I mean I hear you on that. But sure, he was balling.
He's a little risky. He's a head case.
Yeah.
We had to get rid of him in Cleveland for a reason. So
yeah, I hear you. Dang, yeah, and you know what? It's crazy to go back to that. Somebody who's operating if you're a player in the game or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like that stuff that Charles Barkley. Yeah.
Actually, before we go,
go ahead.
I do got to step on the Clippers just a little bit more. We were just about to talk about a guy that the Clippers drafted. They had an ethical situation, a great young team, perhaps the best duo of bench players to ever play, in Lou Will and Trez Harrell. Like that was a random squad. Like they just had.
Man, it still hurts my feelings to think about it.
Mind you, and they proceed to go get Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi says, "I need this guy, Paul George, to come along from Oklahoma City," and they trade Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, rookie who just showed a lot of promise, to Oklahoma City, who proceeds to then become the MVP of the league. Yeah. And all the draft picks are Clipper draft picks. Like all the good young dudes they got were Clipper draft picks almost.
Terrible trade.
And now they might win the championship.
They
and
very
the
much
Clippers have
could.
nothing to show for it. Like they
I,
have one conference finals in their history to show for it. And actually, another thing too, they're the most winning team of the last decade in the regular season.
yeah,
You can't
Mm.
write this stuff.
yeah, yeah,
This is amazing.
yeah.
What's going on?
It is insane that, and it goes back to that part. Like, man, you got to stand pat sometimes. You got to look at what you got and let it develop. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't do that, and you start playing the game like, ooh, I can get this. Look at this shiny object I can bring here. When you start
Right.
doing that, you're gonna put yourself way far back. Now, OKC, they in a prime position to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if they're gonna win yet. You know,
Mhm.
like they just lost back that they beat the Nuggets 2 days ago and they lost to them last night. You know what I'm saying? And I told myself, like, if they beat the Nuggets 2 days in a row, you know what I mean? Then they
Mhm.
done got over that hump of feeling like they little brother. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you ain't now they still got that little bit of little brother in them. And they gotta work that out. You know what I'm saying? Until they can work that out, they're not gonna win it all. You know what I mean? But as far as the Clippers, like, yeah, they're not gonna win because of these decisions that they've made. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that's crazy. It really is. It really is.
I'm enjoying it too. The Clippers are getting the nasty karma. And
Yeah.
really, the thing is like, there's ethical moves and then there's unethical moves. Like, and then the thing is, I do understand it because I'm a fan of the Lakers, and I hate to sound like this guy when I talk about it because it sounds arrogant when you say it out loud. But it's the Lakers find a way to get a good player or get a great guy from somewhere, right?
hmm
And a lot of teams hate on the Lakers for that. Like whenever the Lakers make a move, I was they're not gonna do nothing anyway. Everybody just tries to shut down, deny, right?
All the other teams hate them.
Yeah, and like look at the New Orleans Pelicans. They tried to rob us. They tried to take all the young guys, and all of it did not pan out whatsoever. They only made it to the first round like twice, and they got swept out of it twice, I think. Did they win it? Did they beat Phoenix twice in that playoff series? That was the one time they.
Man, I don't
But
even know. But they going through it
yeah,
too.
it's and it's like they're in purgatory now. They have to demand a weight cut, and Zion gets like 60% or like what 40% of his money. So it's like
They
you have to
holding they
wait.
Up off
holding
the
people
beignets.
hostage over there.
Like what are we talking about right here? Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
that's like, but karma is real.
It's like
And
they like I can't play back to backs and they protecting the asset. What asset are you protecting? Like
right,
you're 15 and 100 right now. Like
right.
what are you talking about? You
And
know
then
what I
that's the
mean?
thing is like I find myself getting mad at other teams because they're trying to do all this stuff, and it's like you're going out of your way and hurting yourself and not trying to better yourself to win, to hurt another team that's gonna find a way to win regardless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is crazy. It is
Because it's like,
crazy.
oh, the Lakers offered this guy for this guy, and it's like, why not trade? You know,
Yeah.
phone call that just came. I had to about to turn on the do not disturb right now. All right.
Real. Yeah, that is something though that
But yeah, it's like I'm not gonna trade with you because I don't want your team
right.
to win.
Trying to sabotage another team and end up sabotaging yourself in the process. You know what I'm saying?
That's management. Good management opposed to bad.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's like
that's all I can say.
like they had a story came out when we got Luca, and it was like, oh, the other GMs were mad, and it's like, well, they offered the Bucks Luca, and they offered Minnesota Luca, and Minnesota really, I mean, I understand kind of, but unless your name is SGA, and Luca if I get a phone call for Luca, LeBron could have went. Anthony
Oh
Davis,
yeah.
they could have got them both. They could have got what is his name? Reeves. They could have got Reeves, Connect, and LeBron. They could have got Reeves, Connect, and Anthony Davis. every draft pick we have for the next 10 years. If there's anybody in the NBA, no matter who you are, unless my name is Oklahoma City, you can have this guy.
See, Pops hit it on the head though. Pops hit it on the head last time. That you needed somebody like LeBron to try to rein Luka in. You know what I'm saying? You can't just send Luka anywhere. I mean, if you're gonna send him to Milwaukee, then Giannis got to be there too. Because Giannis is one of those guys that can be like, put the beer down, bro. We got work to do. You know what I mean? So no, I get it though. Like if they giving up Luka, yeah, everybody's available except for
by Milwaukee. It's like you can have Dame, you can have Kuzma, you can have we didn't have Kuzma yet, but you could have had Middleton and Dame.
Yeah, I hear that. You
can have Evan Mobley. You can have it.
Man, you gonna do your guy like that.
Yeah, and Luka's that guy, man. It's like unless I'm Denver and it's Jokic, I can't let you do that.
For real.
But there's like anybody short of Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you can have Luka at the moment. Or Giannis, if it's Giannis, I'm not about to trade you. I understand Milwaukee not trading. They had a reason. Like, we literally traded for Damian Lillard to appease Giannis. We're trying to do anything to keep Giannis. We're not just going to trade Giannis.
What they should have did was try to get Embiid after the USA games. Like, they should have before it turned into this complete debacle.
Right.
That's what they should have did. That would have been perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how it goes. I mean,
I'd have said and then that's the same. I'd have let them have Kawhi and Paul George if I'm LA Clippers.
I mean,
you can have Kawhi, you can have Paul George, you can have Harden and Westbrook too. You get all four for the one guy. We just need him.
I mean, the guy definitely didn't do his due diligence. He didn't do his due diligence early enough, or he felt like, let me give Luka one more chance. You know what I mean? Like, let me see if he can be the guy we need him to be. You know what I mean? But nah, you should have got on it early, man. Should have got on it early.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's crazy, but yeah.
I was like, shoot, you send them over to Michigan State, I'll let you have Tommy. You have Tom too if you want.
College basketball.
Some state boys. They doing something. Man. Yeah. We'll see how far them state boys can get. Tom, he done earned himself another contract, I'm thinking. I was trying to push him out the door, but hey, man.
You know, he has his ways of doing that.
Yeah.
Because I remember about 2017 or 18, I was like, even my dad said it, and I was like, I agree with you at this point. He could probably just go on and go home. But then he came back, beat Zion in conference in the what is that? The Sweet 16 he beat Zion, or Elite 8 he beat Zion? That was Elite 8?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, to go to the Final Four. We beat Zion. I was like, man, it's Tom Izzo, man.
You can figure it out.
He in here, man. How far you think they're gonna go this year, man? They look good.
They
play hard.
You don't have that aircraft carrier, that person you can say, here, just go get me a bucket,
Yeah.
They don't really, I mean, Jace Richardson is closest one they have to that, just go get me a bucket,
Yeah.
But boy, they start so slow. That's the biggest problem.
They do that. They do that.
And all these slow, it's going to get them against better teams. You play somebody out the SEC, your neck of the woods, they could be in trouble. You down 25 before you know it, Where Auburn and Florida and all them can score.
Oh, yeah.
That's around slow start. So that's the only thing that scares me, but they got, I don't think it's Final Four potential, but they can get to the last 8. They can be in the last.
Yeah, well, shoot. I mean, when they came out against Michigan, it was a wrap. Wasn't no slow start this last game. I guess you gotta, if you put it in your mind, it was a totally different approach from when they played Iowa the game before and when they played against Michigan.
So
Michigan State is an emotional team.
Mhm.
Being
Yeah.
from Lansing, I know how emotional it is.
Oh boy,
Especially, especially when the Maize and Blue show up, you know.
Yeah,
It
so
gets real
if you
juicy
can
then.
find that, if you can find that type of energy in every opponent that you're about to play against, then I feel good about Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? I like what I see from them. Like they are fighters. For real.
Mm-hmm.
They are
They figure it
definitely
out.
fighters and they tough. They not gonna be an easy out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah. Deepest
they
they've
gotta
been in
they gotta
years too.
they gotta have that fire from the beginning of the game to the end,
Mm-hmm.
like they just did
yeah.
against Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Michigan got within 12 points, I think, and that was it.
Mhm.
Like, and they, they felt like they were in it just by being down 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Like, so Michigan State they are a dominant team this year. For real. And it didn't look like
Hey,
it was gonna
Cooper,
be that way.
Yeah,
can
not at
we hand
all.
for flag if we got them?
He said if Cooper Flag was over there.
No. Could we give them a run for his money because they number 2 right now?
Shoot, it's gonna be Michigan State's not gonna be an easy out. They're not gonna be an easy out. You know what I
No,
mean?
they guard. They'll guard anybody. So, it ain't gonna be no easy game.
And
They ain't
they're
gonna get
gonna
blown out.
they got them two they got the two white boys under the rim, so the
Mhm.
refs are not gonna call those tiki tack fouls they be calling every year on the when we got the black man under the rim. You know what I'm saying? So they might get away with a few elbows and
Yeah.
things down
You breathe
there.
hard.
Right.
Breathe too
Yeah.
hard.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? Poor Sissoko and all them other black people
Yeah.
that done been up under there. You know what I mean? When they get to
Yeah.
tournament time, them boys get ticky tack fouls. So I think they probably get a white boys a benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And that could be a big determining factor in the way this goes.
Yeah.
We gonna
So,
get us some white privilege this year as Michigan State.
let me go grab this paper real quick because I got some stats. I wanted to ask about the Charles Barkley thing you was about to
Oh,
say.
okay. All right, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Hold on a sec.
Talk about the draw for Michigan State, how they get, how the draw sets up is going to be the biggest thing with them.
Yeah, I mean, they probably get the one if they win out in this Big Ten tournament.
One's a stretch because you got the SEC. They got them 3 teams that are right up there, and
Yeah,
they're not
yeah,
going to
you're
lose
right.
any points.
You're right.
Even if they lose, because they're playing a team that's in the top 10.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
How if they can get to that one line right now, but a
So
two's fine.
they get a 2 in the Duke bracket.
Yeah. Well, right now they got them in the Auburn bracket in a couple of those mock drafts or whatever.
Man, Auburn is tough, but they can be had. They can
Yeah.
be had.
Mhm.
For real.
Yeah, they can get emotional. They don't have a good enough backup point guard either, so that guy left and went to Alabama. But
And I can't believe how disrespectful Michigan had to get on senior night. Like, what was they thinking, man? Come
you
on
didn't
now.
know the tradition. You
Come
didn't
on.
know. They
Everybody
had a TV
knows.
show about that. It's been on the Big Ten Network and everything.
For
This is
real.
our
Like,
tradition, kissing the floor.
they try to do Holloman like that. And I tell you, if Holloman didn't play as good as he been playing this year, I'd have been a fan of what they did. Like, he don't deserve to get to get his moment. But that boy been playing this year. For real. Every game I done seen, he's a factor. For
He was
real.
looking out for the other guys. He's still got another year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
He's just a
shoot.
junior, so he got another year. But he's looking out for the other guys. Apollo was trying to come kiss the thing. They standing there with their feet all
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
it. He
Yeah,
just told
that's
them
what's
back
up.
up off that.
That's what's up, man.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised it didn't turn into something bigger.
Right.
Emotional as that game was. But, hey, proud of him for standing up for the tradition.
Had to do it. Had to do it.
Mhm.
That's all right. That's the fire we coming into the tournament with, baby.
Yeah, hey, as long as you got some fight in you, you
A
care
couple
about.
of Zapala and Fiddler Filler didn't even know it was a thing, and he at Michigan State. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do what? Oh, yeah, I've only been here 1 year. He didn't even know himself. They had to tell him, man, go kiss the floor over there. What?
Yeah.
Hey, I guess it is, they in their own world. They might not have seen it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
These young guys.
But the Michigan guys ain't stood there during free throws the whole game. Now, into the game, all of a sudden you want to stand at half court.
Right.
He lost by 20
Mhm.
at the game to seal the conference championship.
Right.
All
They
these
don't know
races
nothing
he
about the
did.
tradition. They just think it's extra disrespect on top of the butt whooping.
Well, and then that's how didn't they do that to Ohio State? Or something happened with Ohio State that they did where they try to plant the flag on their
Oh
logo.
yeah.
And it's like, why is U of M always trying to do some sneaky, stupid stuff like that?
Well, I
Arrogant.
mean,
Like, who do you guys think you are?
yeah, they were the ones planting the flag.
Oh, okay.
Michigan, Michigan won that game, right? Yeah, they were the ones planting the flag, and
They're
Ohio
just
State
arrogant.
ain't like, yeah. So they should have been done. They done that. That make it extra done for Michigan to try to block what Michigan State was doing. Like y'all know how this go. What's up, man? What you got on?
All right. So I couldn't find the paper I needed, but I got it. I got a few of them. I got a few of them in mind. So with back to the Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder again. And the thing about them is there's only been so many teams throughout NBA history that have won as many games as they won, because I expect them to win about 60-some games this year. Both to win 60.
Yeah, they
and
right
the thing
there.
is, teams that have won 60-some games, only a few of them have not made the conference final. Like, it's only 3 teams that won 60-plus games that have not made the conference final. And you know the name of those teams. We got, and then the first one that always comes to mind, the We Believe Warriors beat the 07 Dallas Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki's first and only MVP award.
True that.
And then we have the 2016 San Antonio Spurs. They lost to the Thunder in the second round, which is something. A Thunder might would have beat a 60 and a 70-win team. The only team that ever beat a 70-win team. Yeah. I guess that distinction has to go to Cleveland for that, I guess. But there's 2 there. There was one more team that I had written down, but I can't exactly think of them in my brain right now. I think it was like the 2022 Suns, I think, because they won 64 and lost to the Mavs in Game 7, got beat by like 7.
Yeah, you could be right about that. Yeah.
So the thing about Cleveland and the Thunder is they are in this position to where they have to make the conference finals, right? Like they kind of have to make the conference.
I think I'm looking at the standings right now, and it doesn't look like the Knicks will catch the Celtics. So that means that Cavs and Celtics will be 1 and 2. So I believe it would be, the Cavs can't lose to anybody before the Celtics. They have to get to the conference finals. Okay. And on the other side of things, it's a tight race. Like the Lakers could get to 2, the Grizzlies could get to 2, the Rockets could get to 2, and if the Warriors just go crazy, they could get to 2. You know what I'm saying?
Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets are 2 right now. Yeah. So
that helped when we lost last night to Brooklyn with no big man, and the Lakers lost to Brooklyn doesn't help last night. OKC.
Yeah.
It's about to look
that's just crazy. But LeBron, he out for 2 weeks, so we'll see how that shapes up. Hopefully, they don't end up in the play-in.
That's
for real. If it's the Nuggets, if the Thunder see the Nuggets or the Warriors before the conference finals, I got a feeling that little brother complex gonna come in. For real.
Well, the thing is, though, is the Nuggets, though, they would have to lose a good amount, or like it would take, like they would have to be under the Lakers, Warriors, Grizzlies, or Rockets, because the 4 or 5 will play number 1 after they get number 8. But the thing is, if the Minnesota and the Clippers both make it as number 8, who is the bigger threat of those two, in your opinion?
I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, the Timberwolves, you know my theory on them. You know what I mean? You got to play them. You got to play the way that, oh, shoot, I'm tripping. I forgot about Detroit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. There's a caveat here. the Pistons could be the team that the Cavs got to watch out for. I'm just going to say that because, like I said, K running with his dogs, man. They like when dogs all together and they jumping up on people, that's how they playing, man. And
a fair point, but I will raise you this: is the Cavs have not lost to Detroit in a very long time.
Oh yeah. I believe it.
They might be the only team outside of Boston that I'm actually afraid of, and that's
the only team that I don't think anybody else should stand a chance against the Cavs. I believe Detroit would come to play, no matter who play Detroit.
Absolutely,
it's gonna be a game. It's gonna be a series.
New York. I don't know if New York really want to see Detroit at the moment.
Detroit about to run through anybody else besides the Celtics and the Cavs. I think
because if everything started today, the 3-6 match would be the Knicks and the Pistons.
I think I got money on the Pistons on that. Straight up, for real. Yeah, because they got too many dogs over there, man. Harris gonna play his role. Yeah, only thing Cade got to do is not turn the ball over. For real. As long as he don't turn the ball over, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. For real. And
actually, you know what? Atlanta has been a pain in our side for a long time. If they snag number 8, we might be in a little bit of day.
Man, Johnson out. If Johnson was there, I would be all in on that. You know what I'm saying? But Niang, you got to count on Niang. And man, that boy fat, man. He gonna break down, man. Eventually he gonna break down. He balling right now, but eventually he gonna break down. Man.
Since he's a former Cleveland Cavalier who used to come off our bench, he is terrible. It's absolutely awful,
man.
Like I had to suffer and watch him on my team for a year. Oh boy,
poor man, Dylan Brooks.
Yeah,
and it's not even like. Because the thing is Beasley played for the Lakers a couple years ago and played for Milwaukee last year. I don't think the both of those, like his Milwaukee run went pretty all right.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Played on LA, he didn't do anything.
Nah, he was non-existent.
I preferred what he brought to the Lakers to what Niang brought to Cleveland.
He did more with Pippen's ex-wife when he was in LA than he did on the
court. Lights are a little too bright for him.
Right.
But nah, yeah, they got a nice little squad. But what I was saying was the T-Wolves, like I said, if they let Ant-Man run with his wolves the way that Cade is, then there'll be a problem. But I don't, as long as Randall and Gobert are there to mess things up, I'll take the Nuggets. I'll take the Thunder, and no matter what the lineup is, I think the Nuggets they get back, and the Thunder ain't even thinking about them. Right through them.
Right.
4-1.
Did I crap on the Suns last time we talked here?
Yeah, not as much as you crapped on Paul George.
I almost regretted how bad I was.
Still feeling that one.
I went a little bit far on Paul George, but Paul George is the most. I will stand. He is the most. Like who was it? Whose son said that? Carmelo's son said that Paul George was his GOAT.
Was his GOAT? Yeah.
And I was man, I was like, you.
He's not watching the games. He's watching highlights on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the only justification because Paul George, and by every metric in the NBA, Paul George is a loser. As how's Jim Carrey say?
Yeah, like Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura.
and,
Yeah, super loser. But people like Carmelo's son, they probably like train with him. You know what I'm saying? Probably get some 5-on-5 in the summertime with him. So he like, oh man, I'm seeing things y'all ain't seeing on the court, man. But to call somebody your GOAT, that's wild.
Yeah, he's 16.
Man.
I was like, shoot. I was like, if somebody can be your GOAT, I feel like he had to be he had to be the best player in the world at some point.
Man, that's insane. I'll say that.
And I was like, shoot, I will have to admit I did want to steal some moves from Paul George, but I wanted to steal moves from Devin Booker. So Devin Booker is a GOAT. If we're just saying, dude, you want to steal stuff from the play, because I was like, I feel like Devin Booker plays the best or the most ethical brand of basketball right now. And feel like if I'm a purist, from a purist standpoint, if somebody could just hit somebody with the shoulder and pop a little jumper over them.
All right, to say that you about to crap on the Suns and then to say that's I mean those are conflicting things here.
well, the Suns absolutely suck.
And after you crapped on Paul George last week, and you said, and this is coming from a big Paul George fan.
Yeah.
Said so these conflicting statements here. I'm ready to hear it. What's going on with the Suns?
There's like they almost have like I don't know what's wrong with them. Like there's something wrong with them. but it is like I said before. We just talked about the basketball gods and the karma.
Mm-hmm.
That was I'm gonna try to stop talking about what I'm about to talk about. But the billionaires keep starting these teams and then they blow up a good situation.
Yeah, like it's ugly.
Go get Kevin Durant and then you got rid of you, so you lose Cam Johnson and you lose Mikal Bridges.
Right.
They both are on now. Cam Johnson's on the lowly Nets, but I don't know why they didn't trade him to a contender or something. But that's but Mikal Bridges is on the top 3 team in the East right now.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been a co-star to book like that. That's the thing too. Even Ayton proceeded they destroyed solid jump floor, and the only thing they had to replace was Chris Paul. Yeah. That was the only thing they had to do was replace Chris Paul when he got old, ready to retire.
Yeah, I mean you're right.
And they had a great young team. They just won 60 games.
Yeah.
And they traded all their young guns for Kevin Durant for one try.
And now they fighting with the coach. For real. I seen
they lost to the defender. They lost to the team gonna win.
Yeah, for real. Like Durant, what?
Like they lost to the team that was going to win the championship. And they proceeded to blow it up. And they lost to the team that was trying to compete for the championship. Then they get rid of Ayton and they let Chris Paul walk for free almost.
Yeah.
And then Ayton they traded for nothing.
Which is crazy. You know what I mean? And he a beast. He is a beast.
And proceeded to go get Bradley Beal. I think Ayton might have been involved with Bradley Beal in the trade because there was a lot of different moving parts there. But it's like, what was the mindset here? Bradley Beal. Now he was all right last year, but he wasn't playing at all.
He's all right as long as he don't play.
Well, he
looked great on the bench.
But this year he came out and then he's doing less. He's almost doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean he has his games, but it should be more consistent.
But that's why I was saying kind of last time that Kevin Durant has never been that guy because Kevin Durant has never been that guy. Mm-hmm. Like when I have they put him in now he is in that he's in the he deserves because he's earned, and I put that in heavy quotation. Mm-hmm. He's earned a spot at the top of the pantheon because he is the second greatest of the. He's not the greatest, but he's the second best player of his generation.
Yeah,
he's not second greatest. Because if you go greatest pantheon, it's LeBron, Curry, then KD. And KD as a stretch at that point, because if Jokic wins the MVP this year and wins another championship, he immediately shoots ahead of Kevin Durant. And Giannis has an argument for being over Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I mean, well, some people put Curry over LeBron because of the head-to-head in the finals. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, this is what they do.
I mean, Curry has a great case over KD though.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Or championships.
You needed me to win.
Right.
I didn't come to you. You came to me.
Right. And that's the situation here. And actually, that does go back to the conversation I was kind of saying earlier. I'm gonna get into that because I do want to ask y'all opinion before. Because I was like, I'm gonna try not to hate as much as I can, but I'm gonna keep it fair. But is Kevin Durant has never shown the consistent ability to get to the finals. LeBron played in 8 straight finals. Curry played 5 straight finals? Like he played 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that's 5 straight finals, Curry, 8 straight finals, LeBron James. LeBron has won championships on the outside of both of those runs, or it's been in the finals on the outside of both of those runs.
Yeah.
So the assistant ability to get to the championship. Kevin Durant has never shown that. I think he only played in 3 finals. He really only played in 3 finals. I don't count the 4th one because that's not really fair. I played in a quarter.
Yeah, you said that.
I lost in the finals because of a quarter. Like I didn't play. But so it's like I made it 3 times. I won 2, but that was because I joined the team that made it 2 years in a row before me.
Yeah.
And if I'm really the second best player, as I am, I'm going to make the finals when I join the best team.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he has never shown that ability. And they were like, oh, you're going to get – the only time he had a chance of showing that ability, he proceeded to go get 2 other superstars that have shown on their own that they can make a championship. Because the thing is like James Harden, he's a little – like he has the choker narrative behind him. But James Harden is amazing, man. Like I'm a James Harden guy. I'll admit. Like I consider James Harden a good point guard.
See, Durant had to go get 2 dominant figures with him. You know what I'm saying? So he wouldn't be the dominant guy.
Right. And then that's the thing. That's the reason why they would have probably won that championship if they were all healthy. Because the thing about it is Kyrie was healthy the first round and 2 games into the second round. James Harden had a calf injury middle of the first round because they were historically great that year. But then,
I mean, shoot, they was almost there with KD alone. You know
right.
What I mean?
And then
the man's a beast now.
Right.
He is a beast.
That's 2 big feet.
And that was his proof, right? Now that's the only proof I have of Kevin Durant in 2012, I guess. That in 2012, 2011, and 2021 are the only proof I have of KD really being that guy and him beating the 67 win Spurs.
So if he didn't have Kyrie and Harden, but he had the pieces, you know what I'm saying? He lost them to injury.
Right. He's had more help actually than anybody ever. And that's the thing, too. He's had more help than anybody.
Well, what I'm saying is if he had the pieces that would have been there instead of Kyrie and Harden, like he would have just went to Brooklyn and then let them form the team and didn't bring 2 other superstars.
Right.
For him to go so far.
They didn't even give the other dudes a chance because I remember they played – because even with Kyrie, they still had a lot of the core. And I was like, I remember when they made the Harden trade, because that was when they traded most of the young core away. I was like, shoot, they better make sure they don't have Allen and they don't have this guy and they don't have that guy, because it's not fair if they just let them get Harden for free.
So he probably if he would have just trusted himself to be the leader, then he probably would on and won the chip. Yeah,
I think that I feel like, and then I don't know if they would have been as good as they were with James at point guard, but
sure, they got as far as they got with him. You know, within a big toe. You know what I'm saying? They all, you know what I mean, with them hurt. You know what I mean? So if they would have had those pieces instead of people hurt, then
right.
And I think that was his chance. That was his chance to show that he's that guy.
And then it's like the whole narrative that started the next year with Curry because that whole thing sort of that shot Curry into certain talks that he shouldn't be in.
Mm-hmm.
But put him in. But that's another that we about to get to that soon. But it's like I feel like that he's never shown that ability. And that's why I hold Giannis to a certain fire, because they asked, was Giannis overrated or underrated? Giannis is amazing. I appreciate Giannis, but Giannis has not consistently shown the ability to go far.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's every year besides the championship year has been the first round exit, second round exit? Has he made the conference finals?
I mean, he got to stay healthy. He got to stay healthy when it comes time for the playoffs. Because he done pretty much missed the last two.
Finals, semifinals, championship, first round. Did they make the second round last year or the year before?
No, I think they was out.
I think they made the second round against Boston, and Tatum lit like the world on fire and beat them or something like. I remember Boston horribly beating Philadelphia and the Bucks.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, his career is he hasn't shown the ability to consistent.
He need to do some winning. That's for sure.
And that's the thing. But the thing is, I got better accolades to KD because that one championship I got mean a lot more than both of KD rings. And I got more MVPs than him. And that would be, and I got 20,000 points. And I'm only 30. And if I can develop some type of skills, I'm gonna pass KD and everything. Like I would be better than him at everything. Statistically, at least. Yeah, I averaged more points in my top seasons.
I put Giannis ahead only because of attitude. You know what I'm saying? But if KD had the attitude that Giannis had, then he would have more rings. That's just what it is. So with that being said, KD's game is better.
7-win team in the playoffs, and then played a 73-9 team, and I had them on the brink. I just couldn't hit the game. He couldn't play one game, but that was 3. And it was like if he just did one thing, he could have took that championship from LeBron, of course. Because even Iguodala said, "Shoot, Thunder could have beat the Cavs or whatever."
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know if that's necessarily what would have happened or not, but
I think that year they would have won that.
But that's the thing. He'd have ran through all the heads around him. He'd have beat all the guys that were at his spot. He'd have beat all the guys.
That was the time.
Would have been number 1.
That was the time to do it. And that's probably what broke his spirit. Like, yeah, let me go and get with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I know I can win it for sure. You know what I mean? Because now he on his way out. You know what I mean? He's doing way more than he should have to for this team right now.
Yeah. Well, were we talking about, was it you guys that they said that I said that KD didn't really have a home, and I was like, oh, they think of him as a Thunder or whatever. And I'm like, are we really still considering him? Would he betrayed them worse than anybody?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they would. No, they'd probably take him back.
Well, that's the thing is I've heard a few people say, and I was like, honestly, if KD was to go back to Oklahoma City, even right now, and just be a side guy, a sidekick.
He is right now, yeah. He's just a finishing piece now. You gotta have a team put together, and he come in as a finishing piece. You know.
But we ain't getting rid of Hartenstein. We ain't getting rid of Holmgren. We ain't getting rid of Jalen Williams.
Let him have let him have a little pay. Like same with, because that was the thing. I was like, shoot. I was like, honestly, if KD go back, you could low key get Russ for cheap. You could get Harden for the cheap and have the Oklahoma City Big Three.
Harden stock is back up. Harden stock is back up. He playing. But shoot, KD needs them. You know what I'm saying? So they like, look, man, give us KD for Lou Dort straight up. If you ain't gonna do that, then you can keep him. We good.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So I mean, I would support Kevin Durant going back to the Thunder winning the championship. I would actively root for it. To my own detriment.
Yeah, if it wouldn't hurt the team, I would say yeah, but nah.
It would be a perfect storybook ending to a career that shouldn't get, Because the thing is, the way I'm saying what I'm saying right now, Kevin Durant as a player, you would think he wouldn't have garnered because how do I say? Because this is gonna sound terrible. What I'm about to say, he is I've heard people say it, but it's gonna sound a little crazy. All right, that he has a disappointing career for somebody with all the skills and abilities his. Because he doesn't have the MVP awards, he doesn't have the championships that somebody of his caliber should have.
Yeah, I've heard people say that,
and that's all I can really say about it. Like, because it's like he's the guy, but he doesn't have the hardware. The hardware is what, because that was actually it might have been like they were building, like he was trying to say, why can't I be in the GOAT debate or whatever, I think. You're not in the GOAT debate, you don't have the hardware. Like, because the thing is, it's like there's only 3 guys on his level of scoring if you go points per game ever, because you got LeBron, Luka, and Jordan, and Kareem Wilt are in the top 4 points per game career. Yeah. So that's the people he's around points per game, but he has the least amount of hardware of every single one of them.
I mean, well, you gotta. I mean,
but not counting Luka yet, but Luka's fresh into a career that could go further. Yeah. I just hope that Luka gets together. I could get on Luka right now because Luka ain't been able to make no shots. Like this mug, 2 for 15, 2 for 25 every night. I'm like, man, you still getting points, but you 2 for 50.
Yeah, nah.
Are you gonna score? Put the ball in the bucket.
LeBron is out, man. He got drunk before the game. But KD can't be in the GOAT debate because of in his era he's not the most winning person in his era, so you can't be in the GOAT debate. You know what I'm saying? So that's
biggest thing with Kevin, I think, is just he just doesn't feel like he's driven to win. Like that's what he wakes up to win. He just wakes up to hoop. You know, shots or whatever. We win.
Oh yeah,
he didn't feel that drive all the time. That I got to win.
Yeah,
that's
true.
I feel like that's a big problem for me with him, at least, because it's like he's really truly an amazing, like, because that's the thing. That's why Kyrie rebuilt his reputation essentially the last couple years, right? From all the COVID and all that. Not COVID. I said Kobe. COVID and Kobe in the same. But Kyrie rebuilt his reputation as an ambassador of the game.
Yeah, true that.
Like when you talk about skills in basketball, you get Kyrie. Kevin Durant is a Kevin Durant really can be that guy too.
He just doesn't have the makeup. He just doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like he just doesn't have the pinky in the brain. You know what I'm saying? He's not the brain. You know what I'm saying? He's the sidekick. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He might not like that, but that's what it is.
And it's like he could literally be like the ultimate basketball guy. Like when you write a book about basketball and how the game should and could be played, he could be the guy on that cover. He should be.
So maybe when they talk about his career and when it's all said and done, it might not be a success story.
Mm-hmm.
For real, it might be a woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Disappointing.
And it's like he's been on all these teams now, and it's like and I say, "Oh, what do you think of when you see Kevin Durant?" And they say it's Thunder. I was like, I don't really see Oklahoma. I see what team he's on now. I see Phoenix Suns jersey on him.
Yeah.
And if he gets traded, I'm gonna see that jersey on Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
like he's the man with no home.
The man with no home. Hey, that might
happen. What if, guy? What if?
KD, the man with no home. That might have to be the title of this episode. Dang, that's crazy.
Hoop for hire. Anybody with some money want to get me a
shooter for hire? Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy, yo. Shooter for hire. KD, the man with no home. For real. Wow, that would be a great 30 for 30. that would be classic. Hold on, I can't forget that, man. Let me I got to make a note of that. Well, that's the title.
KD, the man with no home.
For real. Okay.
But I did want to. I'm gonna make sure you get that wrote down before I start the rest of this here.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
All right, bet. So, big topic of conversation was, since the Warriors are a threat to the championship again, and I'm now, as somebody who has been a victim of Stephen Curry, I can admit that Steph Curry is never a man to be taken lightly. He is always he's always the problem. When he's on the scene, you have to check everywhere, because I was like, got to be alert at all times of where he is at and who he playing.
Right.
And then that's the thing too, is like the only person that's beat him in the playoffs outside of LeBron James is Chris Paul.
Yeah. And
the Spurs in his very first time in the playoffs. So, and I have not seen him lose to anybody. And then the type of caliber of the guy is LeBron, Kawhi Leonard, and Chris Paul are the only people to ever have beaten him in the playoffs. So, that's Tim Duncan added to that Kawhi part. So, with that being said, all of these young dudes don't have the aura that those guys have to defeat this monster, this 6'3" light-skinned monster. That's on the bird. And the thing is, I do hate it because, now, I'm not gonna lie to you, Jimmy Butler do not deserve to win. He doesn't. Like, because the thing is, I like Jimmy Butler. I'm even a fan of Jimmy Butler. I really do like Jimmy, but Jimmy Butler does not deserve to win. If there's anybody in this world that does not deserve to win the NBA championship, every single person in the NBA deserves to win before Jimmy Butler does.
Okay.
Like, he is like Jimmy Butler.
About the hooper for hire.
Because he's worse than Kevin Durant. He's worse than anybody ever. Like, because it's like he'll go to these teams, he'll destroy them inside and out and run away at the end. It's like it'll start off a honeymoon phase, lovey-dovey hugs and kisses. And then he will rip their hearts and souls out and suck all the joy, all the energy, and all the happiness that they have away from them. He's like the ultimate team cancer. Like, he's one of the greatest things you could touch, and then like the worst thing at the same time. Because he destroyed him. The only place that survived Jimmy Butler, like, they could make a documentary surviving Jimmy Butler. As Jimmy Butler is the only team he has not destroyed was Philly. And Philly was more destroying themselves, really. Because he destroyed Minnesota. He destroyed Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins' career. Luckily for Towns, he was able to stay on the team until they got another good guy to come along. But he destroyed their career. He destroyed the Bulls, because I remember they had a nasty kind of ending. But he built his whole name on the Bulls, so he didn't treat them as bad as he treated some of these other rosters. Philly, that they died off soon after they got rid of him. It's like he's the walking kiss of death in a way in the NBA. But Miami, at the moment, they have no drive, they have no energy. They're the most lame team in the entire league. Miami's so lame to watch them play. I watch them every when it's a close game.
You are on a roll of scrutiny today. Surviving Jimmy Butler, a walking kiss of death. Like, this is crazy.
Some of this have on a MAGA hat. Put a MAGA hat on Jimmy.
Jimmy Butler just wants to win, man. He just wants to win. He just wants everybody around him to win as much as he wants to win. You just said surviving Jimmy Butler. Like he was R. Kelly or P. Diddy.
He's that gay for real. Like, if he's the walking kiss of death, you deal with him going down too.
Yeah. He leaves it all. He leaves it all out there, man.
Right. You like him, then when he gets his hold into you, then he gaslights you into thinking he's great. And then all of a sudden it's a problem every day.
See, you feel about Jimmy Butler the way I feel about Donovan Mitchell.
No, really, Now, the thing is, you might have a point, but shoot, we have to see what.
Hey, I ain't saying you ain't got a point. You could have a point, but when it comes to guys that leave it all out there in the playoffs like that, if you don't like him in the locker room, just stay away from him.
Right.
If you see him coming in the locker room, you go get your shots up while he in the locker room.
Well,
when y'all get out on that court, he gonna get the most out of him.
I feel like that's the thing about him in particular, though, because it's like the fact that he has gone to all these teams and destroyed these teams. I feel
he
like
can't do that in Golden State.
He does not deserve to win. Because I think the Warriors have a good chance, because like I just told you, it's the light-skinned demon over there, Steph Curry. Like I remember, what was it? What did the French say when he was hitting them threes in the championship? Oh, the demon Curry is hurting us. And I was like, what's going on? Like, what's going on right now? Like, the French commentary, the demon Curry is hurting us.
we gotta make graphics for all of these, man.
But so it's like, I was like, man, he does not deserve to win the championship. I'm just saying that to make that statement. I want to loudly say that in public. But I'm gonna move on to the next point, because I was like, I don't want to run too long on the same here thing. I'm
not in agreement with the Jimmy Butler thing. I'm just letting you know that I want him to get a ring.
No, he did not deserve a championship.
I'm conflicted, but I don't want Golden State. I don't want Golden State to win, but I want Jimmy Butler to get a ring before he's done. But
I feel he's worked hard enough that he's earned something. But I was like, hindsight, if I go and look at everywhere you go, you destroy them. I was like, you really don't deserve a championship. Like, you go and you're like, I'm the force that brought the end of this regime.
Yeah, so like, you think he got enough accolades to where nobody's ever gonna call you a bum. You was a baller, but you don't deserve a ring.
He don't deserve it, because that's the thing. Is like dudes that deserve it more than him that aren't gonna get a championship.
True that.
Because Russell Westbrook was a hardworking guy. He's never been a bad person to anybody. He's one of the best teammates that everybody ever talk about.
Yeah.
And he gets a toxic narrative because he might be emotional. People like to pick with him because he's emotion. He's driven. And it's like, it's a lot of disrespect because he's not the most efficient shooter in the world.
Yeah, I feel that.
All right. Even now, James Harden, there's a 50-50 debate on him. I'm not gonna say he deserves or doesn't deserve, but James Harden, you've been a hardworking man. I will say that. He might go to the club and deal with his thing, but he is a hardworking man.
Yeah, I mean, he's another one. He got a little bit more fire than KD does, but he's not somebody. He's another person who just comes to hoop.
Yeah.
Or he's another one of those guys. He ain't about to.
He got close. He is the closest guy to beating the Kevin Durant Warriors.
Yeah, he was right there. He was right there.
Yeah, he never got a gentleman's sweep from them. He won at least 2 every time he played them.
Yeah, if it wasn't for an epic collapse in one of them 7-game sevens,
that was the 27 straight missed threes.
Crazy.
But the thing is, if Chris Paul doesn't hurt his hamstring, Chris Paul's body doesn't disagree with him. But
until it really counts. Till it really counts, then he slides to the side.
I would have wanted to see if how the Phoenix. That's why I hate the Phoenix Suns from 2022 so much, is because they were so arrogant. They was trying to bring out brooms when they was playing the Lakers at their worst. And it's like, and then you proceed to lose to Dallas in 7, get beat by 50. I felt like they would have did a lot better versus the Warriors than Dallas did. Because Dallas didn't stand a chance, obviously, by how the series went.
Yeah, true that.
But that's another can of worms, another story for another day. But what I wanted to, because what I've been beating around the bush to say all day, the Warrior fans have been trying to push this Curry stuff again, because every time Curry does anything, as he's the alpha and omega and all of this and all that. And so they were trying to push the narrative that he's past Magic with nothing done since the 4th ring. He's about to pass Magic as the greatest point guard of all time with the 5th ring. And then he might even be better than LeBron and Michael.
Well, like I said,
in the GOAT 10.
Better than LeBron and Michael.
Saying Magic and Michael is crazy. I mean, people are gonna say what they say because of the, like I said, the head-to-head in the finals with LeBron. So people can make a case. You know what I mean? When the chips are on the line, I'm better than LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So people can make that case if they would like to, but it's kind of nonsense. But you know, it is what it is. But to bring Mike and to bring Magic into that is complete idiocy.
That's pretty much what my argument in this situation was, because as like Magic Johnson has a statistic that's very significant, right? Because if you go by every single counting stat, LeBron James is top 10 in every single category in the playoffs. Besides blocks, but if you don't count the ABA and Julius Erving, he's top 10 in blocks too. But he's top 5 in everything else.
Okay.
So I'm top 5 in every stat.
Yeah.
And Magic has me in assists.
Okay.
Magic is the only person that has me in assists. I'm by far the leader in points.
Yeah.
I'm by far the steals guy. The only dude that's messing with me in steals is Scotty. Which was surprising to me that Scotty was still high, but that's, hey, can't argue with what was on the paper. And then the thing is, the only thing Curry got over me is threes, but he's Curry. He's gonna shoot them threes. So in this case, I feel like what do point guards do the most?
Sure, they should be getting assists.
All right then. So I'm not top 10 in assists. And the guy that is number 1 is still on top in assists, even over the greatest longevity guy ever. And then the shooter, the scorer, does not have more points than the other both the greatest longevity guys in Kareem and LeBron.
Yeah.
And just from those playoff statistics alone, I feel like that proves a point somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to think about Curry. I don't know how many more years he's going to play as well, because he's not going to catch LeBron or Kareem in points. He would have to score like another 13,000 in the next 3-4 years, because he's 37 and actually it's the 11th. So I think he's 37 today or on Friday. So I think it's because a lot of basketball players' birthday is around this week. Like I think Anthony Davis is like
March is a major birthday month. Period.
So it's like my birthday is tomorrow. I got all everybody's birthday, granddad at the end of the month. Somebody's birthday, I'm sure, was yesterday.
Orby's birthday was a couple of days ago. Mom's was a couple of days ago. Tally's birthday Saturday. Man. Just keep going.
It's all over the place right now. So it's like, but 3 years, I'm not getting 13,000 more points. Now that's the thing about this though, is James Harden still has Curry in points. Curry might get past him, but the thing is, how long are both Harden and Curry going to play for? Now, the thing about Curry too that's insane is Curry. His 3-point record is so insane. I don't know if anybody will ever break that. I don't know if anybody's going to get to that point. But you would think by having by far the most threes of anybody, I would have more points than everybody. But it's not necessarily the truth, because Westbrook got just as many points and Harden got just as many points. They got more. Actually, Harden and Westbrook both have more. And DeRozan Curry spot right now. And I don't know how long DeRozan's going to play. And Sacramento's actually a creeper there. They might. Yeah,
they're there.
They could very easily, possibly, because it's like, I think Minnesota and who is number 8 right now? The Clippers. Yeah. They might have to look over and see Sacramento. Then the thing about Phoenix that make me mad is Dallas has no leg to stand on right now. And
Nah.
all Phoenix has to do is win a few games to pass them so they could get in the window to make the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. Will it happen is the question.
Right.
But right now, like I said, it's like in my eyes, man, it don't even matter if the Suns getting in or not, man.
Right.
For
Well,
real.
and the
It's
thing though is I got a few things on this paper that I'm looking at. Anthony Davis, if he can average 1.5 blocks for another 5 years.
You go do that in street clothes.
Right. If he can average, he'll be top 10 in blocks if he stays on the same pace for 5. And Wemby will be the all-time leader in blocks by far if he couldn't play.
Man, and I don't know. I don't know what to call this episode. How he gonna do that in street clothes? That's a good title right there.
Man,
you guys, boy. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get on with it before these kids start rolling up in here, man. But I wanted to, yeah, you gotta make sure you mark that stuff down, because from everything you just said about Steph Curry, that just lets me know that he's battling for second tier GOAT, not top tier GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He need to be worried about Westbrook and Harden with, you know what I'm saying? That level. You know what I'm saying? LeBron and MJ and all them and Magic and all them is at the top.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people shouldn't even be doing
well,
that.
That's the thing about Russell and Harden, as like if they had the hardware, like I just said about KD, if they championships, they're like, if you take away Kawhi 2 rings and give them the Harden and Westbrook, they in that conversation of being greater than Curry.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I can see it, because everybody had their own lanes. You know what I'm saying? The way they play the game is differently. Yeah, they play the game so different.
What if game kind of in a way, because it's like I'd be like, because I could do the what ifs here and there, like if the Warriors was healthy in 2016 or whatever, or if they was healthy in 19, Curry would have had 6 rings immediately. You know, so I like I could what if game, or if KD doesn't run the Golden State, LeBron has 6 rings by 2018, and then that's another can of worms to open. So. I think
the reason why it's like that for Steph is because the way he changed the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, anybody feel like they'd be able to do it if they put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I take Westbrook out of that, because if Westbrook did what Curry would do, you wouldn't feel like you could do what Westbrook could do, because you ain't jumping over the backboard like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Harden is kind of, you could probably do what Harden do if you put the work in. You could have those handles. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I put that Curry and Harden level right there. That makes sense to me. If Harden had the rings, he would be the GOAT over Curry. You know what I'm saying? He would be in that conversation over Curry if they were putting Curry as a GOAT.
And Harden
Harden would be a past that if he had to.
For a lot of stuff, like if you look at his high scoring year, right? He averaged 36. That's on the same pantheon of Michael and Kobe with scoring. As 1 point higher than Kobe's best and 1 point lower than Michael's best year.
Yeah.
But he wasn't playing the defense they was playing. But then that's another conversation.
No, it's always gonna be something, man. For real. It's always gonna be something. But those guys aren't in there, man.
That'd make it even crazier. He's averaging 7-8 assists with the points. So it's like it's such a fight there.
Those guys are great players.
Basketball amazing.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are great players. There's nothing wrong with being a great player, but the GOAT is meant for one player. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, LeBron, he's setting history every time he on the court. You know what I'm saying? If we talking about mentality, how you approach the game, is Kobe. If you talk about winning and nobody's going to beat me no matter what, is Jordan. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about longevity in the game, it's LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So you got to break down those categories. You know
whatever you weigh the most. That's
what
you weigh the most.
everybody was exceeding in something and everybody was lacking something. There's not one player that had it all. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave it at that. If we're looking for one player that had it all, it would be Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Got the mentality, the rings, and the longevity. You know what I'm saying? If we looking for one player to have it all, Duncan would be the GOAT.
Duncan was an undercover. He was an undercover evil in the NBA.
For real.
Or I don't know. I might just be an anti-Spurs guy.
Yeah, he won in all the eras.
Yeah,
he got his ring.
Wilt and Russell. You got to give Wilt and Russell they do, because wasn't nobody before them really doing doing big things. So they didn't have nobody to shoot for it. So they were just doing what they were doing.
True. That is true.
It's like Wilt said, if I knew all these records and stuff was that important, I'd have put it way out there, If he turned into a passer his last 5 or 8 years in the league,
Yeah, that's something right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that type of boss talk I like right there.
Well, didn't Wilt average 50 in his second or third season?
Yeah, 50.4. Yeah.
So imagine if he tried to do that every year.
Yeah, that's what he's saying though. That's what he said. If he knew that it was gonna be so important, that's probably what he would have did.
Well, the thing is,
45, no doubt.
Like his numbers are so crazy though. When you look at him, like if you average 50, that means that you was hitting 60 pretty much every night. Like the thing is, when you look at the list, they be like, oh, Michael has this amount and LeBron has this amount, and then Wilt Chamberlain is like way higher than them both. It's like, oh, he has 150,000 and they have 17.
Wilt was kind of like the Kevin Durant debate, back in the day. That would have been what they were talking about with Wilt, just he just putting up stats, he just want to hoop, whatever, because Bill Russell was winning all the championships, so.
Wow, that makes sense. For real. Oh yeah.
And then Wilt kind of messed up the rings part of the debate when it's like, shoot, it's like, oh, if he got this one, then he has 5 more. So why is it you? And then he's like, he got 5 teammates. He got 8. I got 6. I got 7.
I mean, you had to give up your whole team to get Wilt. Back in the day, you had to give up your whole team to get Wilt. So, when he showed up, he was wrecked. All he had was himself. Very few teams he had were very good.
The rings are important, but they ain't everything. You know what I'm saying? So, but you gotta have some.
It's so hard to win 2 championships in a row nowadays.
You gotta have at least 2. You gotta have at least 2. You know what I'm saying? To be in them type of conversations, man. But yeah, just to go back to the point I wanted to make real quick. You know what I'm saying? How when you have to be above, going into your new year, man, your birthday coming around. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm learning is you got to put yourself in a place that's above everything. You know what I'm saying? Like what we was talking about with Stephen A. Smith, like he looking at as a player in the game, color and none of that stuff matters. You a player in the game or you not. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to say about Charles Barkley. Like he straight up dissed ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Like all them fools at that network, they don't know what they talking about. They're all fools. But that's the one that he's about to go work at. Right. You know what I'm saying? Next season. Yeah. That is prime somebody who's living as a player. He's a player in the game. Matter of fact, y'all pay me more money just for the way I just talk junk about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was about to work at McDonald's and you went up in there and started selling Whoppers. Before you started working there, you take Whoppers up in McDonald's and start selling those, and then McDonald's still brings you in to work for them. Like you on a different level that they can't touch. And this is where Charles Barkley is at. He just talked junk about the whole, like from the ownership to the lowest level. He said everybody over there is fools. None of them know what they talking about. And now we going over there, so we're about to be fools. This is what he said.
Well, you know what? We might have to have this discussion on another episode.
For sure. We got to do it.
like, because it's like you telling me that TNT had the most successful basketball pregame show ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to take that pregame show and then give it to Disney now because TNT, Amazon tried. Like, we got a whole new like they're like, this whole thing there's some scary business going on.
Yeah, man. It's crazy when you think about it. Like, why would you have to move at all when you winning all these awards and doing so good? You know, hey, wherever the money moves, the people at the top level of business is going to be loyal to the dollar. You know what I'm saying? And they don't care nothing about culture. You know what I mean? But that's why I always say, man, shoot, build the culture and let your people find you. So you ain't never got to sell out like that. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. I don't care how much money they dangle. We ain't taking the money, man. We'll build our culture and it's gonna be a legacy. For real. When somebody's paying you to be dumbed down, you know what I'm saying? You can't build a legacy that way. You know what I mean? So nah, all you gotta do is stand strong a little bit longer than you would have had to if you accepted their money. That's it. You know what I mean? I see people even with the sports betting, like, why are you someone who's giving out sports bets, but you work for a sports book? You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. If I give you good bets and then you go and make money off of off of the book I work for, I'm an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're taking like, no. So all money ain't good money. You build the culture and your tribe will find you. For real. That's the lesson to take into your next year and beyond. Build the culture and your tribe will find you. We're not doing nothing that the world that the world will applaud. Because if you acting worldly, then you're not in your who you were created to be. You know what I'm saying? Who you created to be is where your true wealth is at, for real. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to be us, and we're going to continue to build that way. Yes, it's the narrow path. It's going to take a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, no one will ever be able to break it, for real. So that's what that is. That's what that is.
Be true to yourself.
For real. And Charles Barkley, Charles Barkley, for him to publicly say what he said, but to still be about to go work for them people over there, it don't matter who he work for, he gonna be him, and they just gonna deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy to me. But yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So they got like I said, last Tuesday, we gave them the parlay. So there's only 4 games today. You know what I'm saying? We went 4-3 last time. So I'm just gonna run through these real quick. Brooklyn is at Cleveland tonight. Cleveland
all the way.
Yeah, for sure. But they're 16.5-point favorites, though.
Yeah, they're Brooklyn's off a back-to-back, so I think that's a pretty good bet.
You think they cover the 16.5?
I think they could get it within 16. They played really good last night, actually. Like, they gave the Lakers trouble last night, so.
I don't got the keys in here.
Yeah,
but I expect the Lakers not to be as bad as, not the Lakers, but the Cavaliers to be half as bad as the Lakers were yesterday. It took like season worst shooting nights from Luka and Reeves.
Okay.
Where's the game? Where's the game in Cleveland?
It's in Cleveland, yeah. 17 points that's a big win right there.
Big number.
Shoot, and no Cam Thomas. No. Yeah, they're probably about to cover that. Shit.
Brooklyn score.
We have
scored. They'll tighten it up at the end.
The Cleveland, we haven't been playing up there lately, like, because we had a tight one with Charlotte the other day, and then I think what was it? The game before that was kind of tight too.
Like, if it's a blowout, then I don't like props. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a blowout, then I don't want to do no individual props. But if it's going to be a good game, then props are going to be major, because that means everybody going to be playing the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we barely beat Portland last week, and then we barely beat the Heat, then we barely beat the Hornets. So that's where I'm kind of thinking here.
So it could be you might want to put
But we beat
it on.
Milwaukee by 12 on Sunday.
Yeah, but shoot, Milwaukee got a problem with covering spreads, man. They'll be whenever they a double digit. Milwaukee, if they're a double digit favorite, take the other team.
Yeah.
Now with the
16,
Cavs,
a lot of points.
the Cavs are up and down. Like you could sometimes they will cover this, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes they won't. And I see like they got the props lowered because they're expecting a blowout tonight. They got Evan Mobley at rebounds assists only at 12 and a half. You know what I'm saying? And they got Jared Allen at 11 and a half. Like if it's gonna be a game, then them would be good bets to take the over. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna be a game. And they got Donovan Mitchell at 23 and a half points. Like
honestly, the Cavaliers on over under on points has been kind of rough this year. Because it's like last year, if it was Donovan Mitchell, and he would be like 27 and up.
Yeah.
And the thing is, sometimes it'll be, oh, Garland will go this time, or oh, Mitchell is going to go this time. They're like one of the most confusing teams I've ever watched as far as numbers go.
So maybe I'm trying to find, I want to just get one play a game if I could. I'm trying to find an avenue. I'm not going to play that 16 and a half. That's too much.
Like, that's a lot of points right there.
Yeah, they got the Cavaliers team total at 121.5. So they had to score 122. And they got the Nets team total at 104.5. So they had to score 105. You think any of those make sense over and under on those?
Can you put the under on them?
You can put the under on them, yeah.
Okay, I would put the under on the 120, but at the same time, it's the Nets. Yeah, it'll be a good night.
The Nets have a decent defense lately. Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't want to do no props because it's
111 last night. Brooklyn over, maybe, but shoot, it's a very tough one. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, this is a tough one to draw something out. Maybe I should just pass. You know what I mean? But that Cavs, if it's a blowout, will they get over 120 if it's a blowout? Like if it's if they come out,
we need 120 if it's a blowout.
I'm saying if the score is 65-39 after the first half, you know what I'm saying?
I would probably go under 120. Because they say 122, they'd have to get.
Yeah, it's 121.5.
Like, how many points do we average per night? Let's see. I'm going to have to look at this.
Watch him go off and get 140.
So we have 122.9 points per game.
And I'm sitting here, I'm looking at first half spread. Like I'm dumbing this down too far, man. First half points.
Insane.
I think I might be dumbing this down. I might have to pass on this one tonight. I'm a pass, man. It's too
numbers are crazy that I'm just
unless I take the plus 16 for the Nets. That, like, I'll be honest, that seemed like the best play.
And if they could get it within 16, I don't know.
I took it was I live bet last night. They had it at 20 points for the Warriors over the Trailblazers. I said, there's no way the Trailblazers is going down by 20. I took the Trailblazers. And that was they got it down to 10.
Well, Mitchell might not play. Donovan might not play tonight. And then Ty Jerome is out. And then Hunter is a game time decision.
Oh, that's a lot of moving parts.
Nets don't have D'Lo. Melton.
Yeah. I would say I would lean to take Brooklyn. I would lean to take Brooklyn plus 16 and a half. If Mitchell ain't feeling good and he plays, he'll probably be wanting to get in and get out. You know what I'm saying? If Ty Jerome ain't playing, they need him off the bench. That boy been doing his thing lately.
Yeah, I didn't ever thought he would be actually that good. You know, that's the thing about it too. Is like these dudes, they got randoms they had just brought up playing. Like Ty Jerome, he is a loser on Boston, really. A nobody on the Boston Celtics bench. And now star.
Oh, he's a piece. He's a vital piece.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna say, man, take the Brooklyn. I'm gonna lean the Brooklyn 16 and a half. I don't know if I'm gonna take it, but I'm gonna lean that because they have been playing good defense, and the Cavs will let you stay in it every once in a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next game is the Pistons, and they're at home against the Wizards, and they are
Pistons money
14
line. Pistons money line.
money line for sure. 14-point favorites. 14-point favorites. Wow.
I might would bet the over.
What do you mean as like
I'm betting
total?
over. What is the over? Or can you bet the over on the or the plus? Can you bet? What is it? A plus 4? You said plus 14. They
No,
supposed to win.
the Pistons are the favorites 14, so the Warriors are plus. I mean the
So that means
Wizards.
15.
They had the Wizards. Yeah, the Wizards would have to lose by 15 to get. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I
Didn't the
might
Pistons
bet
play
that.
last night?
That
The,
sounds pretty good to me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you.
like the Wizards getting blown out.
Yeah,
Mm.
and honestly, I hate the Wizards because they beat Detroit in the game to see who was gonna break the loss record last year. So I kind of have a disdain towards Washington. And that
14 points, man.
I'm confident in that. Like they beat them by 20 last time,
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the
and
player
they're better than
props.
when they beat them by 20 at that. And Washington has lost how many in a row now?
Yeah,
I see. I don't even have to think about how many. Okay, they only lost the last game and they won
yeah,
it,
they
but
they had
they're
a little
50 on the season.
the game they did win. That was yeah. They should have won.
13-50 on the
Let
year.
you back in it though. Pistons will let you back in games.
Mm.
They get lulls where they can't score too sometimes.
I know I'm gonna take the Pistons on the money line, just like I'm gonna take the Cavs on the money line, but it's ridiculous odds. So it's like, yeah,
Nothing. Yeah,
you're not really making nothing. But I'm trying to find a good play. But these are tough. These are tough ones. Will
Didn't the Pistons
Consult
play last night?
the Pistons? Did they play? No, they played the
no.
Warriors 2 days ago.
Well, actually, no. The Pistons played. They
Didn't they
didn't.
play?
They played the Sunday, I think.
They played the Warriors on Sunday.
No, they played the Blazers on Sunday. They played
Portland.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many. They got Sar in here for rebounds to get 7 rebounds.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily do that one. Sorry, it's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, they got Cade in here for 14 and a half rebounds, assists. That's high, man. But
That
he be
is high.
getting it. He be getting it, but that's high. But if they gonna win by 14, he ain't gonna need to get it.
Right.
They got Tobias Harris at 8.5 rebounds, assists, so he had to get 9.
Well,
That's
Cade averaged 15 rebounds and assists tonight
yeah.
because he averaged 6.1 rebounds and 9.3 assists, and that equals about 15.4.
Shoot, this Tobias Harris points, rebounds, assists is at 23 and a half.
Let's
That
see
might be a good play.
It's
That might be a good play.
Or is that 19 plus 2?
When they blow teams out, I believe he keeps playing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, he's like one of those Josh Hart guys. Like no matter what the score is, he still plays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's another conversation we might have to have next time. The next Tom Thibodeau, who I have a problem with myself personally, but
yeah, I hear that. So I'm gonna put down another lean for the Tobias Harris, the points, rebounds, assists over 23 and a half.
mm-hmm.
Like that's just because the money line is so high, like I'm gonna play the money. Maybe I'm gonna play the money line for Cleveland and Detroit regardless. But it's just so high, man. The odds are not good for making no money. So Tobias Harris, points, rebounds, assists over 23 and a half. Brooklyn Nets to cover the 16.5. It's 2 more games. The Bucks against the Pacers, and that's only a 2.5 favorite for the Bucks.
Thing about the Bucks is a lot of their people are game time decision.
Yeah, they always game time decision and they end up playing.
Yeah.
Well, they've had
playing 40 minutes.
this year, so
Halliburton
Oh,
been out
Halliburton.
like 3-4 straight
Yeah.
games.
And lost all 4.
Is he coming back tonight?
Is
possible.
he questionable?
Yeah,
I'm sure he is.
he's
In this one, I would take sure, whether he plays or not, I'm gonna take the Bucks spread at 2.5. I think the Bucks got to get this done. They've been losing some stupid games lately.
Mm.
They got to get back in there.
No Portis.
They've handled the Pacers every time this year they played them. So, and they got to play them, I think, 3 more times. I don't know why they haven't played that much this year, but they only had 2 meetups, and then one was a tournament game.
Well, these team totals, the Bucks team total is less than 120. You got to get to 118 or 119. You can get it. And the Pacers is 116, 117. So that might be another play right there. It should be a high pace, high scoring game, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
It's not that many games tonight that are any good.
It's only 4 games today, so it is what
Without
it is.
Halliburton, their pace is going to be struggling, though. So
Yeah, you're right.
That's the only good game tonight. That Indiana Bucks one is the only good one that appears to be getting played tonight.
I would probably sprinkle a little something on that Bucks total over, but I'm gonna do the 2.5 favorite for the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that, and then the last game is the Clippers at New Orleans, and the Clippers are a 7-point favorite.
And I'm definitely rooting on the Clippers.
It would be nice.
Hmm.
New Orleans has not been good this year whatsoever. They almost had Washington. They a couple games off of being as bad as Washington.
Zion playing.
That Zion assist. He got to get 5 assists. Hey, he might do that. Yeah.
He averaged 5 a game, so I don't see why he shouldn't be able.
They got him at 7 rebounds too. Hold on, let me see what the RA is. Yep, rebounds, assists, 11.5. Ah man, yeah, that's close. 11.5.
He's gonna play. That's a bet.
Yeah, that's the first thing that stood out to me.
They're at home too in Smoothie King. I don't know if that changes anything or not.
and it's plus money. It's plus odds. You know what I mean? So that's always good. So okay. Let me go ahead and put this little parlay together. We're gonna take Brooklyn to cover, but we're gonna take Cleveland on the money line. We're gonna take Detroit on the money line and Tobias Harris to get the PRA, points, rebounds, assists, over 23.5. Everything I play in the parlay, I play straight bet. So if the parlay don't hit, we still make our money back on the straight bets. I'm gonna take the Bucks favor 2.5 points. I'm gonna lay the Bucks 2.5. And I'm gonna take Zion in the last game, rebounds, assists, 11.5 for the plus money. Yeah. So if you bet, sure, let's see. If you bet 10 on that, you make back 170. Well, bet 10 on that, you make back 170.
Hey, that's too bad.
Yeah. So
might have to do that myself.
If you bet 100 on that, you bring back 1,600. Normally, that's where I would like to be, but because of this Cavs game, I ain't betting too big. I see what I need to. I see what I sprinkle on here.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm gonna play a little bit more than 10, but not as much as 100. I'll say that. Good.
Yep, yep.
Good. 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 Let's see. Make sure. And that is in. All right. There we have it. Let's see if we can get us some paper tonight. We're going into the birthday.
Right.
Got some toilet paper.
Hey, like I said, when we start the radio situation and do other things, we'll have some live betting too. That way, because that's when I really be hitting my money, when I see how they playing. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna drop too many jewels on here, but yeah, that live betting, that's where it's at for me. That's where it's at for me. As long I'd like to bet before the game, I'm profitable. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I'm making a profit, you know what I mean? Take the family out to eat on Sundays. As long as I make that off the bets I make before the game, I'm cool. I'm gonna stay profitable. But that live betting, that's where I'm eating. That's where I'm feasting. For real. The other day I took Nick Richards and Plumlee. They both had 6 points. I took them both to get more than 10 points. A little sprinkle go a long way when you make that bet. For real.
I got a little bit of breaking news here. They said the Phoenix Suns could receive 4 first-round picks and a rising star at a potential package for Booker.
Will they remain loyal or will they jump ship again? We shall see. All right, man. Let's go ahead and make it happen, man. Hey, happy birthday, man. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the week. For real.
Yes.
Hey, love y'all as always. It's a pleasure.
Yep.
All right now.
All right now.
Yeah, peace.
Later.
Examine my verses. Everything true, this is Churchill. It's going down like it's Churchill. Flipping big chickens like churches. The mommies got keys in they Birkin. They got the drive, man, they working. They never dry, never thirsty. You paying me when you purchase. Investing and funding the service. Just get open like a step back. I'll find you for the assist. Cause, yeah. Ownership and marketing been my life hacks. I used to pump Nixon, blue and orange badge. Yeah, call my brand Madison Square Garden. Ain't never even been to New York, but they still bought it. Ha, it's in my blood if you knew me. I'm the grandson of the original Cool Breeze. Yeah, listen. It's in my blood if you knew me. I'm the grandson of the original Cool Breeze. For real. Check the style. Wipe me down like Cool Modi. Hey, how you like me now? Check the style. Wipe me down like Cool Modi. Hey, how you like me now?